Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Agents Return. Tonight we're playing a story, a campaign, a game set in Frostmark system and setting, everything created by moi. There is a content warning for tonight of bad language, heavy topics perhaps, and gore perhaps. With me I have a wonderful cast of players. I got our resident ex-agent of the church, Acheron. I've the finesse and discipline build played by Aspen. Hello. I see you have like almost like a battle cap on. It feels like that. Hello, welcome, Master. We got our resident priestess of the church, Nerva, finesse and devotion, played by Lola. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good night to everyone, everywhere.
Nice. And our mess of AOs, heretical scholar Titania, played by Lynn. How you do?
Ah.
And then the mysterious and the enigmatic Malakim, Aaron, Mysteria, played by Adrian. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh. What happened last time to myself? Well, kept on writing after getting those messages. You sat down for lunch. Acheron gathered some flowers. Unerba revealed that in fact the letter ordered her to lure Aaron to the Brotagan Inn for the agents who was gonna kill him. And Aaron was like, alright. What are we gonna do? And you talked about heading back to Cedar Falls and having the wolves kidnap you. But Acheron and Aaron's like, we don't care about your reputation.
Well, Acheron was like that.
Okay, fine.
Acheron was like, ask the boss.
Yeah, and Aaron just turns to Titania. What do you want us to do? And Titania's sitting there with like, my family is in danger. Ah!
I don't want to go back.
To decide, and she decides that heading forward is the option she wants to take. She doesn't trust the wolves enough to ask for their help.
I love all of your guys' Titania impressions. I heard those. Spot on.
Titania talks a little bit to Nerva, saying she appreciates her present. Nerva gives a present of one of the scroll, telling her to keep it secret, keep it safe. You set up camp underneath a hillside overhang that Acheron doesn't seem to like. You get another message delivered by Bolt Mail.
Oh, no.
Aaron and
Bolt Mail. Trademark. Copyright.
Aaron and
Yes.
Acheron, you head out. You a little bit exasperated. I think it's a theme of Acheron getting exasperated by Aaron last episode. Not gonna lie, it happened a few times. It was really fun for me to see. But Aaron reads the letter, doesn't want to give it to Acheron, saying that for his sake, because there's a proposition in there about Medea, and are you going to take it? And Acheron's like, but Church took everything away from me, so them giving something back is kind of off-putting to me. In the end, Acheron reads the letter and then tucks it away. Nerva asks if everything is okay. Titania want to read it. Acheron says, no, not for now. Your head is exploding. And Aaron gives the evil eye towards Acheron, keeping tabs if she changes her mind during the evening. A little thank fuck is uttered as Acheron finishes her 2 carrot poisons. And we get 20 question game between Aaron and Ginevra. That first of all, Acheron is just silently watching and listening to. We learn that Aaron is interested about Tia's magic, saying it's strange that she's reading Coptic. Ginevra says she has a fairly good understanding of the part of the church she's in. Aaron says he doesn't understand the current calendar, it's just a number to him. Ginevra says that Rihanna is the only good god to worship. But Aaron says she knows there are others, like this fiend that Titania seems to be in contact to. And Ginevra says it's not the same. Then Aaron says it is. And then Ginevra says who he's bound to. And then Aaron says no one. It was a long conversation there. and Aaron doesn't know how he can cast magic. And then you talk. Aaron says that Brianna is like pitiful. Unera insinuates that she might not be as indoctrinated as he thinks she is. Aaron points towards her tattoo and says that Aaron also says there are many ways to be indoctrinated. Just look at Titania. It might just be a whole ruse. Acheron jumps in, doesn't know how to play, asks about Aaron's pupils. Acheron reveals that the wound around her neck came from a classmate who wanted to take out the opposition but failed. Ginevra genuinely thinks that she can change the shirt from within because change is inevitable. Acheron says that they honestly think that their life has no value. Aaron expresses confusion, but Ginevra continues being curious about her things when she already have her answers from the church. And Aaron is also curious about Titania, how she gained the soul mark, but nobody knows. And then you go to your watches in the night. I just want to point out that Acheron said to Ginevra, sleep well, you're next.
That was so good.
Wait, what?
Acheron throws some rocks in the night. Ginevra asks somebody for support. She also tells Aaron she's super worried about Spruce Cross. Aaron says goodnight, Ginevra. He also goes to a cave wall, conjures up some weird symbols, and sees something swimming in his blue stone. Titania eventually wakes up Acheron, reads the letter, asks Acheron if she's going to take it. Acheron says, hell no, it's like a hell for me, but in this life and not the next. And Titania gets angry about Cardinal's tone, treating her like a child, and throws the letter into the fire. And then lastly, in the morning, Acheron wakes up. You start asking Aaron starts to wake up, and you ask Aaron a bunch of questions. But apparently, Aaron doesn't know anything about fairies with tails. After some more exasperation, Ginevra asks what Aaron's kind is called, and it's revealed that his enemies called him Malakim, which is, you all know this name, the lowest tier of celestials, Rion's servants in the glorious afterlife. But Aaron once again says Rion is pitiful, never been an important god, and confuses why would anyone follow him. And Titania's like, but wait, what? He hasn't always been so influential, and Aaron confirms this, and Titania declares that Aaron must be at least 700 years old, and she's like mind blown. Ginevra asks if he knows about the other gods, and Aaron's like, I need to jog my memory, I have like selective amnesia, this is really hurtful for me, guys. But I was a part of the conclave. My home was Empyrean Islands. There was harmony there. He was a soldier back then. A lot of things happened. A war broke out. He fought for a long time. And then there was just emptiness and only him. And that's where we ended the whole thing. I want to give myself inspiration.
Your role is against us.
Through those conversations in that evening and morning.
This is kind of off topic. Off topic, but I just love that the letter we got last session is labeled "Letter from Cardinal LeBlanc." Probably.
I mean, all the other letters have been,
had names on them. Yeah,
had names at the end saying who's it from. This one did not, so. So probably. Probably. Maybe. Okay. Let's set up our little forest day.
Jesus. Sorry.
What? I'm first. How dare you?
I'm just trying to like get over whatever the hell's happening with me.
I'm first.
With
I
what?
talk first. Okay, what's happening?
Take your privilege. Dang.
What's happening?
I love that. I've just eaten.
Okay.
This is so cursed.
Oh no, this is the wrong one.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, that was a cat. Wait, what was it? That one? This one?
Hey, cats can be in forests, I guess.
I have the fucking giggles now. I hope you're happy.
I'm
Get
sorry.
it together.
Okay.
Acheron.
I
Soulless.
know. I can't believe it.
Mute yourself.
Here. Now.
If you're gonna laugh. Tension hangs in the air from thoughts about families being in danger, just the sheer closeness to Spruce Cross and what Aaron has just told you, no matter how exasperated you became in the process. The tension is cut by a flash of lightning, illuminating the world for a split second, making you all jump in surprise. The thunder travels to you like a shockwave rumbling through the trees, bringing with it a cold and harsh wind, moving branches and disheartening your spirits. It's not going to be a pleasant ride today, but that is the least of your worries. What do you want to do?
Are we still asking questions?
Yeah, I guess we just stopped where we stopped last time, so he's still brushing.
Depends upon
Good.
what you want to prioritize.
Move the horses under, get under the underpass? Oh, the overpass, rather?
If you take down
Get some
the
shelter?
tents.
Quickly take down the tents.
Yeah.
If the others go back to asking questions, though, Acheron's just gonna lay down and chill until they're done.
Go ahead.
It's just strange that your enemies would call you Malakin. I don't know whether you know, but that's what the church has come to call the lowest rung of angels of Rian. Right?
Really?
TM? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The lowest tier, Rian's,
Yeah,
servant
is
in
Rian.
the afterlife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know what that means, but I just thought you should know. You probably weren't
Yeah.
aware.
No, I mean, it's no. I if that's what they say in the church, but I'm curious as to how they got that information or why that name came around. Sure, I guess Rian would have been aware that maybe that's what we were called. After all, he's been around a pretty long time. But how the church know? Does someone have old texts or a direct connection to how they got this name is curious to me, but so are a lot of things.
I assume, just
Familiar
DM,
in history, so.
I assume
Yeah.
the word Malakim is used in the Radiance of Gaenor, right?
Yeah, whenever they discuss,
Mhm.
the glory of the afterlife. And
Yeah.
also sometimes, when Rian can send his angels or other creatures that is under his command to speak to humans in his stead, like heralds.
From my knowledge, Aaron, the word Malakim is prominently used, and I believe its oldest instance, at least on record, is in the Radiance of Gaenor, which is one of our oldest quote-unquote historical text. That's more of a religious propaganda piece if you really want to think about it.
Enor? It was he.
An old hero from the history of the Rihanna Church and the empire that they were to establish.
He was effectively the founder, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
founder of the church.
Founder of the church as it stands today, yes.
Oh, I see. So, he was the one that, for lack of a better term, went on a crusade, spreading the word of this one and only God, right? Something like that?
Crusade's a
That's
good
how you
word for
like
it,
to
yeah.
phrase
Okay.
I
Starting to
believe
come
the
together.
crusade is used once or twice in the book itself. Probably more than that, actually.
It's
Starting
just
to come together, I suppose. But I appreciate the information. No one's really, well, at least in Oldwood and Greenfields, they don't talk about this sort of stuff very often. And just kept low and just learned their culture, and here we are. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can recall most of it if you have any questions, though. Maybe now's not the time. Weather's
don't
pretty
think so.
harsh.
It answers a question I had about why would you choose to even bother? Why would Rian become this powerful?
Glad I could
Well,
help.
I just feel sorry for you, I suppose.
how come?
He looks out into the rain and says, if you only know of one possibility, not the others, I suppose ignorance is bliss.
Do you think that they misuse this name? The church?
Rian?
Maliki?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know that they used that name. I don't know what context it gives, but this celestial, it didn't work that way. Not to my knowledge. They were, well, if you call me a Malakim and you call me a celestial or an angel, and again, I feel sorry for you. To look on the visage of a elevated celestial, well, that's something special.
Are you saying that isn't what you are?
I can only tell you what I know in terms of what other people called me. We didn't really go around labeling each other saying you're this or you're that. We just lived.
And you
Me.
weren't one who was serving Rian.
Oh. Sorry. I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
So the Malakim were just his own.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by Malakim. I know what I mean. Maybe our contexts are different. I only know what
Maybe.
they called us. But it is not an angel.
Okay. Of course, much time can lead to things being lost in translation, I guess. Could be completely unrelated, but just thought I'd ask and, you know.
like I said, I haven't thought of these things for a really long time, and it's hard to connect those lines once more. But it helps that it rains. And he walks out and... Okay, go ahead, if you want to say something.
Sorry. Akron's just like chilling on the ground, like literally just like has laid down, eyes closed, and it's just kind of been casually listening. Do you have a thing with rain, or like is this just like a saying or a joke? You cite that a lot. I'm starting to think it means something.
This works perfect because he just about half steps out into the rain, and he looks down at Akron and says, like I said, when you've never experienced something before, you don't know what you're missing.
What?
It didn't rain where I came from. And he walks out into the rain and like puts his head up and lets the rain fall on his face.
Comes quickly. In an angle.
That gives an indication of climate, if nothing else.
How strange to live on an island that didn't rain.
Dude, you're gonna catch a cold if you're not careful.
We're all gonna catch colds if we don't get moving, honestly.
We have to move. We're gonna be going in it anyway. Geneva will head out.
Never mind. You're free to stand in the rain as much as you want, considering you're probably getting murdered tonight. I totally forgot about that. Speaking of which, can I speak to you for a second? And Akron will like kind of huff, like sit up, force himself to like stand up and go. Seeming annoyed, stand in the rain with Aaron.
All right.
Would you like some privacy, or?
For the moment, yes.
Okay, I'll go prep the horses.
I'll join you.
So Akron's gonna like keep their voice very low. Gonna look at her and be like, so Titania knows, but I think that note may provide us a potential opportunity out of this whole situation without a lot of death.
Go on.
If we pretend we have accepted their offer, I may be able to use Irene's name as leverage. There's not a good chance it'll work, but it's a potential. I'm only telling you so that you don't cut me in half if I try this.
Do we know that the people that are following Ginevra and the people that work with Irene are the same?
I'm banking on the idea that they're not. I think that it's two different groups of agents sent by two different cardinals with two completely different missions, which usually doesn't happen, which is why I have no idea if this is going to work if it happens, but...
So I guess your theory is that if it looks like we accepted one possibility, which is in direct contrast with the other group, that a fight breaks out amongst them?
No, my theory is that Cardinal LeBlanc is a lot fucking scarier than Cardinal Lumina. And that the threat of being tortured by my cardinal will be a lot scarier than the threat of being tortured by theirs.
So what would you have me do?
Just not stab me. Like, get mad if you want. I mean, I think that'd be realistic. You know, punch me if you gotta. All I ask is you don't cut me in half. That's
Can you take
it.
a punch, Shakira?
Haha, you're funny.
And just if you
I'll
want to
be
really
fine.
sell it.
I've been tortured before. It'll be fine. Try not to, like, permanently disable me, but other than that, it's chill.
Understood. I'll try not to permanently disable you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Don't tell Ginevra. She's so concerned about her cover, her not knowing that this is the secret plan, I think will really help to sell it.
Okay.
Cool. Again, there's a really big chance this won't work, and they still try to kill us, but I figured this is better than the only other plan I came up with last night, which is pretend to kidnap the other two, and that would fuck your reputation.
Well, given that we don't know exactly what's going on and you're just coming up with wild theories, perhaps we should have a safe word if
Yeah,
the whole thing falls apart.
sure. Got preferences?
He tilts his head up to the rain again and says, "It's raining."
Sounds like a good one. Nakra will like do like a little like arm. It's not even like a punch. It's just kind of like knocking their fist into Aaron's like lower bicep because he's really fucking tall and just like walking off. And then yeah, it's gonna tap Titania on the shoulder and kind of give like a.
You
Nod.
want to talk? Alright, let's do it. Come on.
I'll go in and start saddling up with Zelia.
All right.
What did you need, Kaya?
So, I have maybe a plan that involves a little less murder than maybe the other ones.
Okay, that'd be preferable.
We have to pretend to accept Irene's offer. Just until we're over the mountain.
You know, that's actually a really good idea. That's actually a good idea.
It is?
Yeah. I mean, well, in some respects, like...
I mean, there's not a huge chance it'll work, but I'm almost sure, and by almost I mean like maybe like 1 in 10, sure that the 2 agent groups are not, that it's 2 groups of agents under different cardinals who are not communicating, and that, like, we know officially they're on the same level, but you and I also both know that Irene's a force in herself, and there might be a chance that I can bully the other agents into fucking off if I, like, throw her name about.
Well, I was just thinking about what Ginevra said yesterday and the letter we received yesterday. If the cardinal here in Oldwood, whatever her name was, if the cardinal here in Oldwood, Cardinal Lamina, the orders given to Ginevra were to kill, or to set up a plot to kill Aaron, right? We just received a letter from Irene who wants us to keep Aaron alive for capture, apparently. Which means that there is a direct conflict of interest between those two. I don't... Unless we've got our information wrong, which I wouldn't be surprised, given the layers of deception going on here. Unless we've got our information wrong, there's gonna be some...
Yeah.
They're not on the same side, at least in regards to Aaron. And maybe not even in regards to us, we don't know.
Well,
I don't want to bank on any crazy theories here, but I think at least pretending we've accepted the deal means that we'll maybe guarantee... Not guarantee, but we might have a chance of not getting directly murdered by one of said agent groups and getting help instead.
that is the hope. I mean, I hate to say that letter was a blessing in disguise, but now I can stop pretending that I'm not who I am, because apparently everybody knows at this point. So at least that's a bonus. It's not a bonus. That's terrible. But anyways,
Also,
I'm
clarification
also-
for GM.
yeah.
I should have said this beforehand because I was thinking it in my head. We are whispering, trying to prevent
Yeah.
anybody else from hearing us.
Okay.
And
It's raining.
whispering
It's
and covering
loud.
mouths.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we're talking aloud for the sake of the audience.
Yeah. We're being stealthy, TM.
We're being spooky. We're sitting next to the fire like we were earlier.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Love that code word.
Yeah, it's. Oh, so I've told Aaron of this plan in an attempt not to get cut in half if this comes about. We
Okay.
have a safe word if things go to shit, and it's raining. Also, I don't plan to tell Ginevra because she's really concerned about her cover with the church, and while I'd love to say that this is all in the interest of that, I also see this as my only chance at getting some petty payback for things she probably isn't even guilty of in the first place. You get your jollies where you can. Anyway, I think that
Okay,
if we
well,
don't
two questions.
tell her,
Two questions.
yeah.
Firstly, so what is the plan after the word after we have announced the word? What does that mean? Is that just it's violence time, or we
Yeah.
run? What does that
That's
mean?
what I'm assuming, is that it's murder time, as one does. I think the plan is we let her light the candle and pretend that what we are planning to do is not a thing, so that way her surprise is genuine. And then when the agents come to murder Aaron, I will, I pull the my cardinal's dick is bigger than your cardinal's dick card and hope to agree on that works. And if it doesn't, code word murder.
Okay. I think I'm following. I'll follow your lead. There's no way this doesn't go wrong, but
I don't know
Cool.
what you're talking about. I think it'll go perfectly fine. I think
Cool.
there's like a 10% chance of success.
that's better than 0. Right? It's infinitely better than 0.
Do we ever have good plans?
No. Hey, just stay safe today, okay?
That's what the poison's for.
Right, okay.
In case you get captured, right?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm willing to run away. I don't think Aaron's willing to run away, which I have a plan for that as well.
Okay. And then we're stalling, I guess we should probably get moving before we all catch pneumonia.
Yep. Also, don't get yourself murdered today either.
That's the hope. Oh god.
We'll be fine. Just take a breath. It'll work or it won't. And if it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. That's what we always do.
Yep. Titania will saddle up.
Yep.
Sorry about the delay.
Ginevra does not get a private talk.
Feeling a little left out.
You want to protect your reputation, don't you?
Alright, if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I understand. I know who your favourites are.
I would say Aaron's my favorite. Aaron's barely tolerable.
That's pretty good with you, I think. That's quite a compliment.
I agree.
I'm glad you're flattered.
I wouldn't go that far.
Like I said, friends already.
The road awaits. Are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Spur Celia on into the rain.
Here we go.
All right. You're on your way.
On the road again.
All right. You leave the camp behind. Within minutes, you're already drenched. And this is the kind of rain, as I said earlier, it comes at an angle, this irritating angle that just seems to find all the weaknesses in your waterproof clothing trickling down your backs and down your throat over your chests. There's no escape. And all the while, the wind is that kind of wind that comes in randomly strong gusts, lifting clothing and then disappearing, only to return at another point. A lot of carbon. Continue traveling in the morning, not saying much because it's raining.
I actually did want to kind
Alright.
of
Okay.
sidle up to Aaron.
Alright, do that. Do that.
Oh,
Again, maybe as before, very unfazed by the rain, potentially a little bit windswept. But she grew up on the shore, so she's used to a bit of wind. And she'll just come up and say, "You said you grew up on an island, right?
Yes.
Have you seen the waters around this continent?"
From a distance.
But you've never been on them?
I didn't travel farther south than Belgrade.
Do you miss the water?
I see. You are assuming that an island must be surrounded by water.
That's usually how it works here.
Not where I'm from.
What were you surrounded by?
Air.
Like in the sky?
Like in the sky.
How could such a thing be possible?
I never really asked that question, unfortunately, Ginevra. I just enjoyed it.
How did you travel between islands?
He has a brief smile on his face as a memory returns to him with that question. My mother. She was a trainer of sorts. We had, at least on my island, beautiful, majestic creatures known as Pegasi.
What were they? I'm guessing I don't know anything about this, DM. Just asking. I've never read anything about this.
No. You haven't.
It's not really covered in occult things, is it?
No, you haven't seen it in any religious texts either. That word, no.
What were they?
Horses with wings. I suppose is the closest thing, but horses themselves, at least the horses that you have, they're just a shadow.
I'm going to see whether I think he is just trying to, make fun of me and all my questions by coming up with ridiculous answers.
Alright, okay. Be composure. Do it, girl.
Decomposure. I should really know this off by heart by this point, but I don't. My memory is terrible.
I feel like that's the most common thing we have in Meulen.
That's fine. Yeah.
Pretty good roll. You want to determine if his, like he's mocking you?
Yeah, like if that's a lie to kind of mock me. Just making up stories.
He sounds fantastic to you in terms of fantastical. It doesn't come off as if he's mocking you. And almost the change of emotional state from you bringing it up makes it almost clearer for you to determine, like he's recalling memories as opposed to coming up with stories.
I couldn't imagine. I can barely believe such a thing would exist. I mean, it must have been incredible. I'm very jealous.
You have beauty here. Different. Like getting drunk, for one. That's quite the feeling.
Beautiful.
When you can't get drunk, it's something different. And you have rain. I think you take for granted the things that are always around. To us, whilst they were beautiful and I do miss them, I am ashamed to say that I did take them for granted. Maybe you should be grateful for what you have around you.
Oh, I hope I don't come across as ungrateful. It's quite funny you bring up rain as an example. It's maybe one of those who maybe things I take for granted, but certainly not the rain.
You seem cold.
I'm always cold.
Aaron reaches to his belt buckle and takes his water skin, and he will, without holding on to Zelia, cast his hand over it briefly and hand the water flask to her. And
I'll take it.
The pouch seems exceptionally warm to the touch, almost steaming liquid.
Thank you. Well, I'm not sure that our islands can compare to those in the sky. I mean, to be able to fly and see things from that. Again, I'm not sure I could ever compare, but from the beauty that I've seen, nothing could possibly compare to the waves of Nadenzia. So vast and deep and unfathomably blue. Maybe much like the sky where you were. I'd be curious to see how you thought it compared.
Maybe one of these days I will.
I hope so.
But let's deal with what we've
Thanks
got in
again.
front of
I'll
us.
kind of hold up the flask and give him some privacy.
Akron looks fucking miserable.
Wet cat.
Just for context, like Akron looks absolutely miserable as hell. Just like looks pissed at the rain, looks pissed at the situation. Like doesn't maybe seem as cold as everyone else, but anyone who's touched Akron at this point has realized that Akron's body temperature is just really high all the time. So, but yeah, Akron looks just absolutely miserable. Just for contrast to Aaron's, the rain is so pretty. I just need to establish.
Yeah. With Aaron, he's on his white horse. His white hair is slicked back, and he's just looking around with his fresh eyes. And then over to you, he's like this adult figure.
I hate everything.
Their face is dripping in their eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
You blow, you have one bang go runs around, you keep blowing it out, but it sticks. And
Akron just looks unhappy. It's like drowned cat level unhappy.
Absolutely.
That actually reminds me. Are you still up for our game? The little continuation of our game last night, Acheron?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you,
What game? Sorry?
Oh,
We'll take 20
yeah.
questions. I think.
We don't. The 20 questions exist in this one.
It wasn't
Let's say
20.
We played question
We
for
played-
a
That's
question.
now.
Question for a
We
question.
played questions. Okay, I don't know what it's called. Akron would have been like, we played the
Question for a
question game where
question.
you ask the questions. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it. Question for a question. You
Okay.
ask a
Like,
question,
just a conversation?
You give an answer. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, yeah, usually it can just be a conversation, but
The socializing game.
yeah.
trying to actually talk between these people is a nightmare.
Yeah, you have to turn it into a game to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Akron just sounds like it was anything to get my mind off of this fucking rain.
Alright. I
Well,
was just curious.
If we have time for it tonight. God. What?
We're playing now.
I mean, we can,
Oh, now?
we
Oh,
go
God.
now,
Okay.
Yeah. I have a question for Acheron. I'm curious, whatever happened to that little stone? Is it a stone, or was it a little token I gave you? I think it was a stone, if I remember. It's been a long time. Remember, you
Akron
can't lie. You have to be honest.
reaches beneath their shirt and pulls out what looks like a copy of the bag you gave them, and pulls out of the bag. It looks almost like a necklace. There's 12 beads on it. 6 are black and 6 are red, and in the center is, like between the two, is an arrowhead with
That's it.
your message. Yeah, it was V plus Coco scratched into it.
I can't believe you kept it all this time. After everything. Well, I guess that's my answer. Do you have a question for me?
I think Agar just looks a little sheepish right now, like completely called out for having kept this thing after pretending
that's
not
like-
to like you still.
The most surprised, like, but both times you've seen Ginevra be so surprised have both come from Acheron. This time though is much nicer than the last time.
Yeah.
She's happy surprised. Not sad surprised.
I guess Acheron will ask.
You can save it for later if you don't have one now.
Nah, anything. Like I said, anything to get my mind off of this fucking rain.
Alright.
Do you have a favorite place you've been traveling?
Does it have to be somewhere I've been? Or somewhere, would my home count?
Yeah, I'd count the home.
Don't get me wrong, I've loved to see the other places. I wouldn't have wanted to stay in one place all my life. But I think nothing can beat home. There's nowhere else like it.
I'll have to take your word on that.
I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to see it sometime.
Don't remember if we ever talked about where you grew up.
Nodenzia. It's a island, fairly quiet, pretty big though. Lots of quiet corners, safe havens.
Why the hell did you leave?
I wanted to see the world. I don't want to be stuck in one place. I mean, I love the water, but it starts to feel more like a prison when you're surrounded by it all day, every day.
Couldn't have picked a better way to see the world.
I mean, this is a pretty good way. You can get a warm bed, warm food, friendly face every place you go. It's not so easy to find other things where you can have a sustainable life and be able to travel as much as I do. You get to give people hope and purpose and help reduce their
Yeah.
pain and as you go.
I know all about the church's purpose. Sorry, No, I'm not. This is something we're never going to agree on.
I know.
Do you have another question?
No, I'm good for now, but maybe Titania would like to join.
I do have some questions, I guess, for Geneva as well. Any places other than Oldwood you've been stationed that are of note, or just you found particularly interesting?
I'm going to have to open up my my notes, my character notes, because I think I've been quite around the place. I don't think I've been as far north. I'm not sure whether I went to Margrave, but again, I'll have to look at my notes.
Could have traveled through Margrave at least once. Pretty sure
Yeah.
you've been in East Creek.
Yes. No.
And if you don't have any, that's fine too.
I mean, all the places I've been have been notable for different reasons, but none in particular that necessarily stand out. I try to take each place for as it was rather than compare it to any other.
Fair enough. I guess I'm obligated to answer a question now then. Is that how it works? Or
I
do you
don't.
just...
I mean, we can just have a conversation.
That's fine
You
too.
don't necessarily have to have a question asked.
Why do you like the I get why he likes the rain. Why do you like the rain?
Reminds me of home.
Fair enough.
Why do you hate the rain so much? Is it just... It's because... I mean, you don't even get cold, do you? So...
Reminds me of home. Yeah, it's nice, I guess, but
Cromwell is
makes
not a really
sick.
super rainy place.
Whenever it did rain, rain. When I grew up, let's just say the structures weren't exactly element proof, and if it ever rained bad enough, not that it did often, well, the mines are all down. Floods are dangerous. People get sick, and we didn't really have priests on standby to help us.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
It's where we travel, I guess. And to answer Tia's question, the places I'd been were Greenfield, Margrave, Applegate, and Armathane. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Armathane?
Armathane.
Had gone as far north as the mountains. But Greenfield, yeah.
Is it true they have a lot of sheep there?
Yeah. Though I think they somewhat lost a few when I visited.
Oh. That's a common problem.
Yeah, I think they had some strange thing happen there that meant some place lost a lot of their sheep. It was dealt with by the time that I arrived.
Good for them, I guess.
Good one, yes.
I'm glad that we were able to,
Is there a guy called Xander
No.
The tie-in. Oh god.
Anyway.
Yep, Agron just, let's heck ahead.
These
Why
are
is everyone
nervous
so
giggles, by the
giggle?
way.
Yeah. I feel
That's
like
like-
everyone is nervous giggling today.
That's on it.
Yep. Laugh with the pain.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers.
Alright. You have a very nice little chit chat. Trying to distract yourself from the weather. About an hour later, you have a miserable lunch on top of your horses. There's
Soggy sandwiches.
yeah, there's no will or want to stop traveling. You just want to get through this. But Aaron, I guess, can help with like heating up water for people if he continues with that, having some tea. So useful.
Make it flavor. Cocoa for everyone.
Not good to go in. Not
Um,
good to go into a potentially deadly, violent encounter on an empty stomach.
Oh, by the way, about that, are you like ill? Because you seem to have gotten sick after the last encounter we had.
Me?
Yes.
I mean-
Speaking of which, let's everybody do a vitality saving throw for me, please.
Fuck, okay. Good timing.
I'm fucked. Like, no joke. Vitality.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
How
Let's
much
go.
do I have to bribe you with to not do this?
What?
Saving throws different to
Oh,
just the
thank
ability
God.
checks.
There's a section called saving throws.
Yes, you
Yeah.
could have
Yeah,
proficiency
it was-
saving
I
throws.
didn't see it.
Net.
Oh!
So
Don't
on the
use
fir-
up all the 20.
yeah, it's right there, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the
Oh,
same.
these rolls were so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Rohan, help me
Well.
out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wait, Ginevra has a -1 to vitality.
She's so vile, guys.
How did we
Anyway,
not know this before now?
anyway, miraculously, no one has gotten a cold. Woo! You're cold free for now, at least.
For now.
Don't.
Oh god.
Do we like? We're like on horseback, right? We're riding in the rain, or are
Yes.
we finding? Okay.
It's about lunchtime, and you're eating some food before
It's
sleep down.
lunchtime.
I've meant to ask like the last like 2 sessions, but we kept getting like letters, so there was never a good time to like address this thing with Titania. So I just remembered to do that now. But yeah, I think we're still traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sick, just mentally tired, emotionally tired. That's a good way to put it. Better way.
From the letters?
Titania shakes her bag full of paper. Full of letters.
By the way, have I taken back the sending scroll from you now, Titania? If not, I'll say that. I've
No,
done
she's... Oh, you want it back?
that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Because
you
I
can
think
take it.
when we spoke about it, you were like, oh, I can't use it. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
can't
I'll
use it
take
for
it
now.
back.
Good stuff.
Akron seems somewhat satisfied with that answer. It's like, I just wanted to check that you weren't ill after the fight. I thought it might have been a pain response. It's just,
Ginevra's healing is pretty good. It didn't get infected or anything. We're fine.
you usually get sick after fights?
I haven't been in enough fights to know.
Akron looks like they did not consider this as a thing that was something to consider. Just kind of nods. Seems satisfied.
Yeah.
Alright,
We move on.
okay. and after another miserable hour on top of the horse, there's been some travelers, walking past you, but they have all been like hiding underneath cloaks or, sitting in wagons. But this one in particular, this traveler coming in the opposite way, catches your eye since they grabs your attention. It's seems to be an old man underneath a heavy wool cloak, on top of a horse that you could call pitiful because it's so over encumbered by an exuberant amount of different kinds of clothing and blankets kind of just laid on top of it in droves. And some of it has gotten indeed wet from the top and gotten heavier. And he moves his cowled face, bushy eyebrows coming at you with like a happy glint in his eyes, going, "Cloaks and blankets, to shield you from the rain or the chill, under the moonlight. Cloaks and blankets."
Is this guy like sus?
How dare he sell blankets?
He holds out a hand with like to show a blanket, and his arms is like trembling. He can hardly hold it up. Cloaks and blankets from rain or chill under the moonlight.
An empathy composure on this guy? 'Cause, like, I feel like something's off. I don't know if that's the right check. I feel like something's off here. Like, this is...
Man is about to give us,
like,
what,
there's
smallpox
something here.
blankets?
Also, a lot of blankets, like, can I see all of them individually? Or is it like, oh, how conveniently draped over a large object this thing is? What could be under it? Kind of, there could be space.
Then you need to give me both a perception with intelligence and empathy composure.
I'll go up to the poor guy.
Okay.
We're on horseback though. So it's like
Really? Let me check out. Oh my, you guys are the worst. Like,
Use the compassionate soul.
No, you can do your thing first. Do your thing first.
This is whilst I'm going over. You're kind of
you guys are the worst. You guys are like the worst people to like have to run security for
hey,
ever.
okay.
She's not an agent. She's just.
Acheron is eyeing the person as Minerva starts to move her horse towards him.
So that was my perception check. Give my empathy.
It's hard to see in the rain, and I mean, it's just droves of blankets and cloaks, just in front of the saddle, in the back of the saddle, and it's just an old man acting weirdly, wanting to sell cloaks and blankets.
Smallpox blankets. Smallpox blankets.
It's so weird.
It's not my problem.
Huh?
Oh,
What did you say,
looks
Ginevra?
legit to you.
Ginevra, you push your horse forward into like trot, and your two horses kind of meet on the side, and he looks at you going, "Cloaks, blankets, under the rain, under moonlight."
I'll take a blanket.
Very good. Now, Ginevra, I am so tired of this shit, okay? This weather, I fucking hate it. Now, do you need my help or do you not? We're so freaking close. Are you sure what you're doing? 2 silver for that.
I'll pass them 2 silver and say, just keep an eye out. Don't get involved.
Right? Do you want me to go in there? I mean, or do you want me to like... Okay.
Just keep an eye out on the place from the outside. We don't need more bodies in there.
Wait, are we talking outside the town or like outside this place?
Outside the inn.
Oh. Alright, I guess beggar time. Oh, this weather.
I might need you to be able to send a message back.
You owe me. Big time.
We're all in this for the same reason.
Alright, okay. Cloaks and blankets, and he continues riding down
Wrap the blanket around me.
Yeah.
Damn blanket.
Makes the passing comment as we go past. What a weird man. Just like loud, like loud enough for him to like hear too. Like no care as to who heard that statement. So, like,
You
go
can see the
fast.
cowl face with those bushy eyebrows and that wrinkly face turn to you and give you a wink and then carry on. Dogs and blankets.
That man needs to work on his pitches. Like, I mean,
Rain is
yes,
doing
he's...
the pitching for him. And I mean, it worked.
Did you see that?
So, mentioned to
What?
Marc.
He just winked at me.
You have a problem with
Oh, you're
people
very
winking at
winked.
you?
Probably just being eccentric. I don't know.
Do I don't generally, but considering that we're potentially being followed by two different groups of secret intelligence agents, yeah, a little bit.
Is winking a sign of agency or agent control, or is it like a secret code?
It's a generalized social cue of having a double meaning behind something.
Is it?
I mean,
To
if
make a
they're
fair
trying
point.
to be
Yes?
undercover, then would they not want to do anything that would make you feel like weird about them? Like for them to stand out? I think he just found you pretty. He's an old man.
Right,
And you also look kind of
exactly.
funny. Wrapped
Exactly
up
the
like how you are.
company. It's exactly the company I'm trying to attract. I'm glad I'm hitting my target audience.
Oh my god.
Kron just doesn't look convinced. I'll throw like a last glance at the man, but doesn't like stop the train. Just seems a little more
Oh, the
on
Do
it.
you want
is-
to check my blanket for poison?
I don't need. I will if you want me to. You're not my business and you're not my problem. So if you get poisoned, that's on
I'm
you.
fine.
I'm not being paid to save
Oh.
you.
I'll risk it. She giggles. Still doesn't feel warm.
Why would a woolen cloak feel warm in the rain? It just absorbs rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it was dry, it doesn't matter.
Dogs and blankets.
Dampness.
Just
some
Tankard just like
dampness.
lets out like the most annoyed sigh. Just like seems like any will to live gone in that breath. Just completely done with
Left
the
her
day.
body.
My clothes and
Coming
blankets.
out of her mouth.
Frozen. Keep them warm,
I have
rain
to
and
take that off my
moonlight.
inventory.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And you carry on your way, all of you, a little bit taken aback by what's just happened. And like 10 minutes later, there's this cloaked person on the same looking horse just zooming past you in the gallop.
What?
Catch a glimpse of it, like he's wearing insignia, or is it like is it someone that carries mail, or what was
Sort
it?
of the
No.
same horse.
The same
Same
horse.
looking
Oh, the same
horse.
horse.
Same looking
okay,
horse.
okay,
Cloaked
gotcha. I
person.
follow.
But
Uh-huh.
this time it's like a young man with like red tuft of hair underneath the cloak. He just zooms
Well,
past you.
I think Akar just kind of laughs a little bit, goes, I guess someone robbed him. I mean, the only thing valuable was the horse.
Yeah, it's
so
the same
good for that
cloak.
guy.
Yeah. What a the cloak.
Good for that guy.
Oh no, my cloak.
Yeah,
the
at least the
blankets.
horse hasn't got such heavy stuff on it. If that is that horse.
That's gonna suck for that old man to carry. Good luck to him.
Can't help everyone.
Oh, I wasn't going to help him. Not worth my time.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying it's kind of funny.
Like, I'm laughing
mean,
too hard to
it's
stay
not
in character.
Luckily, I was the only sale you made and you didn't lose too much.
Yes, you're right. I apologize. It's not funny at all.
And I look at the blanket. Is it good quality?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it 2 silvers worth?
Uh, it's like it gives you this lukewarm kind of feeling. It's not the heaviest, but it's definitely not flea bitten or super duper thin. It's very, very average.
Got robbed.
Would 2 silver be an average price?
Uh,
I just threw that out there.
What's the price for a blanket?
Whoopsie
Is
doop.
like the worth of currency here so much.
But you
Good
can
GM.
Like a
consider
month.
2 silver is like $20 if you like need like an
Okay.
equivalent.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
In real money, I guess.
Okay, so it's a bit pricey, but you should be willing to pay that anyway.
Yeah.
Poor dude.
But I can double check what the normal price for a blanket is.
Looks like those.
One
blanket
Oh yeah, you
tops
even have
do-
that like in your guides and stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
No, 5 silver. So. Yeah.
Oh.
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 Cheap blanket.
Maybe
Oh,
good
he got
price.
robbed twice then. Ginevra also robbed this man.
$50 for a blanket? Jesus.
Shame.
I mean,
Just
cloth
shame.
at this time of day is not the same as.
Yeah, but like wool, like
It's
how do you
hand
not
woven.
put it
Yeah,
together to I
yeah,
don't know
it's
how
hand.
it's made, honestly, but
Industrialization did a lot for the clothing industry.
That's
Alright.
true.
Anyway.
okay.
A priestess of Brian buying a blanket from a helpless old man for cheap. For shame. That man got robbed
It was
twice.
sudden.
Damn blankets.
Ugh.
Damn
It's not like
blankets.
it's actually going to be of any use, but
The rain knocked it down by 3 silver.
All right. Okay. You ride on in this miserable weather. Thankfully, that thunderstorm moves on, and it turns only to rain, and the wind calms down somewhat. The forest seems to start to relent a little bit. It doesn't seem as thick as before, and here and there are just this natural meadows rather than these cleared patches of forest, and the frequency of small hamlets and bigger traversed forest paths veering off from this main road also increases. You're heading towards more civilized parts once more.
any signs of the wolves?
Wouldn't imagine there would be any wolves.
Are we close?
If there were,
to
I
where
would
we're
have said.
going? Ginevra?
Are we, DM?
Well,
I imagine it's just at the center where the bases are.
let me bring up the mappy map.
Yep.
Let's do.
So we're going here.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
going there.
And if I draw on the map, as in like our journey so far.
Yeah.
So we are like kind of close?
I imagine we'd be like on
You're
the
like-
very edge of the circle.
Yeah, basically, you're like
Mm-hmm.
right now, since it's afternoon, you're probably 3-4 hours away.
Yep.
From your destination.
We'll be sleeping there tonight.
As we get into civilization, kind of like the realization that, like, you know, knowing how agents do stuff and the whole secrecy, no witnesses thing, Acheron looks less, how do I, anxious, and maybe there's like a guilt or an anger more that kind of turns. They're like still miserable, different kind of miserable. It's a lot less, I hate the rain and I'm nervous, and more of a, oh, this is kind of disgusting, the implications of what I think might be kind of happening here. Like the risk here, unacceptable, kind of like, I don't think righteous anger is the right idea, but I think it's like the closest emotion I can like put a label on.
All right. No, it's completely
Yeah.
fair.
Kind of turns Acheron's displeasure into more that leaning side.
Yeah.
Their shoulders get more tense. They just look.
Whatever happens, it's gonna be framed as an accident, probably.
This is a lot of fucking people.
Exactly.
It is.
It's a big accident.
Hopefully it won't have to be one. Ginevra looks kind of very stern and has taken out one of the arrows from her back and is just kind of like rolling it between her fingers, like kind of anxious, stern thought.
Guess all we can hope is that the end's empty.
It'll be fine.
That's probably what it'll be. What if we don't sleep there, though? Or what if
No,
Aaron
something's
doesn't
wrong.
sleep there? Then they'll know something's wrong.
I mean, we're already planning.
We're already putting the candle in the window.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Akron's kind of like, as we go through the town towards the end, like marking viable alleys for escape routes should we need to like run away, you know, being like, oh, this is a main road, that alley looks big enough for horses, that one looks like it'll go to a dead end, using like their general, like they've never been here, but cities tend to have like a general layout, you know, that you can like
I
average.
don't think it's really I don't think it's really a city. It's more of a.
You know what it's a collection of
houses.
buildings, but like
Yeah.
buildings are grouped together in predictable ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you will
Okay,
be
fair
able
enough.
to do that when we get there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not there yet. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
well, as we
We're
like,
currently.
as we're going in,
You're awesome.
Acheron is doing this.
I mean, you're
like,
like
the
3 hours away right now from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Still in the afternoon.
I'm just discussing like
Alright, yeah,
plans.
good. Good.
I mean,
Because
there's a lot of people still.
Yeah. So if I get him to where I'm supposed to get him, but we don't go into that inn for no particular reason why we disagree about which specific inn to go in, it's going to seem like something suspicious.
right.
Which is what we want a little bit.
Out of interest, how did you, if you didn't tell us this information, how would you have convinced us to go to this inn?
Apparently they have very good steak.
Do they?
Really?
Did they
I don't
tell you
eat
to
steak.
say that?
Why not?
I don't eat animals.
Well, that sounds irrational.
I don't think they know every single thing about every single person. Or at the very least, they thought you guys hadn't known that by that point, which you didn't. So I could have been fairly convincing.
Wait, question for you. I'm assuming this was this communicated in that note that you had? Has this been confirmed by anything other than that note? And they told you to tell us they had good steak, or use that as an argument to get you there?
No, it said it's something I could tell you to pick that one over the others. It's
Okay,
a light thing.
just checking, because
I know we
they
definitely
would know
had.
that about you.
I know we had a name. I just want to ask the GM. What was the name of the inn we're going to?
Broad Tankard Inn.
Broad Tankard. Thank you.
Well, if anyone challenges you on the reason why you lit the candle, you can at least say the idea of you eating steak was immediately questioned.
I think it was a suggestion. It was more something I could say, but otherwise say what I needed to get you guys into the inn.
Have you been to this inn before?
Have I, DM? I doubt it. I don't think I've been in this area before this time.
No. No, actually you do have, because the agents told you that you've been there before. And
Okay, I had
gave
written
you
that down.
because Svetlana's reindeer steak is to die for.
Yeah. Well, so is that have I actually been there before, or is that something that they told me I should tell them?
No, you have been there before, and they knew
Okay.
about that, but they didn't know that you were a vegetarian. So
Okay.
just know that the reindeer
Nice.
steak of
Sloppy.
Svetlana of that person, that place is apparently really good.
Damn, Lumina, get your agents in line. This is sloppy work.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have been there before, and it's not a lie. Everyone raves about it.
Does everyone really rave about it, DM?
No, I think actually since you've been around these parts, your heart, it's like a middle class, like moderate, inn with pretty good food. Like it used to had worse owners, but then somebody else took over, and they have like this new cook, and they've been cooking real good, and they've gotten more famous because of it. So it's just a very solid inn with great food. Apparently, is their current reputation.
Well, I like eating steak. Could do with some meat.
I mean,
We'll have time to eat it.
don't eat anything. Do I need to go over this again? Especially, and like Acheron, looks at them, but like turns there and goes, especially you.
If they would wait until I lit the candle, then surely they're not planning to do anything before we go to bed.
Did they say they'd wait?
Well, if they told me to light the candle, if he became aware, then they would want to wait until that, right? Otherwise,
because-
they want to have that information.
They said that if you ever light your candle in your window during your journey, then they will contact you again, because that would be a sign that Aaron suspects something.
But I'm just saying, as like, you know what? You're right. Your note said a lot. What would I, an ex-assassin who only spent, I don't know, 6 years killing people for the church like this, know about these kinds of tactics? Of course.
I'm just saying it would also look suspicious if we went there and didn't eat any food, if we didn't eat dinner.
I'm just saying, if he shows up and they're waiting for us at this inn, and there's an opportunity to poison his ass, if it were my job, I'd take it, regardless of what I told you.
Alright.
I mean, you guys do what you want. I'm just saying, if it were me, any opportunity is a good opportunity.
Given you know a little bit about poisons, what with your consistent boiling of things,
Glad to see we're all on the
Is
same
there-
page.
it would be
Yeah.
helpful if you could at least point out what such a poison might smell like.
Depends on their resources. Some of them smell. It really depends on what they're using. Some of them are earthy. Some of them have kind of a nut-like smell. I guess it's like bitter, but also not. There are many that don't have a scent but have a sort of taste. I'd imagine they wouldn't use those. But if this is actually church sanctioned, there are, of course, the really fancy ones that are only made by the church that are undetectable by taste or smell and will absolutely murder you in a very terrible way.
I guess that makes sense that they would bring that up as a specific thing for me to say, or as a suggestion for me to say, and have that as a way. Are there poisons that can make you fall asleep
Oh yeah,
so
so
strongly?
many.
Like stay asleep.
So
Because maybe they would have something like that and then capture you.
I don't think you know how many make you tired as a result. There are some where you can take it one day and 3 days later you die.
Clearly I don't, because I just asked.
It depends on how they want, like, how exactly they're, I guess, wanting this to go down. It depends on how afraid of him they are. I'm guessing that after the last encounter with Medea ended badly, they want a more subtle approach. But
it would
could
give extra backing to why I lit the candle. It's like,
There you
he
go.
wouldn't eat it. I think he suspects something.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, trying to figure out which one they're using. I'd imagine they probably give him the really good stuff. They really want him dead.
Well, you've been regularly checking yours and Titania's food, so I guess you guys could eat. You wouldn't be doing anything out of the ordinary for yourselves.
I mean, this is true. I will also preface all of this with, I check mine and Titania's food on the off chance there is poison, but if they were trying to kill us, they wouldn't use something detectable. It's honestly just like a... Not to make
On
you
the
feel
off
any
chance.
worse about our situation, Titania, but there's a good chance anytime you ate something that I checked and said was fine, it actually was very much not. I was just wrong.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay.
That was always a possibility.
Well, I think yours and mine would probably be fine, because I'm not after you, and I feel like if the other group were after you, they would have done that by now. I don't know. But then again, that if we ate and he didn't, that would be an extra kind of clear reason why
they're
I'm
interested
like,
in all of us.
he
Question.
seems suspicious.
For Bexxy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Akron's knowledge, I know there are certain, like, as far as how the agent jurisdiction works, there are some places where you don't have to get permission from anyone. You can just do what you want, essentially, and you're fine. And then there are the places where you need, like, permission from law enforcement or leaders.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if I remember correctly, Oldwood's one of those places, right? Where you have to, like, get your hits, like, confirmed by, like, the legal system, I guess.
Since Oldwood is basically a patchwork of half independent counties, you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends upon which area you're in. This area here is still under the control of Oakhart, but you're about to enter into the Maple Post kind of county in a way. And Oakhart is pro-church, so here you don't need to be as forthcoming with what you do.
Okay, in that case, more bad news, we stand. Acheron is going to, like, think about that for a second, and then just kind of, like, it looks kind of like they're debating saying more for, like, a hot minute. And they just kind of sigh again, like it's much more inconvenient than
the
like
second soul has left your body.
No, yeah. Like, well, I mean, Again, it depends on how much they want him dead. I know you think the church cares about you, but you are just collateral damage, and they would probably snuff you out
I
just
don't know
to
for
get to
certain
him.
they want him dead. Wasn't explicitly said. They may want him for catcher.
That it. Oh. Okay, so Akron kind of looks like a little bit annoyed with this major miswording.
I didn't say when I
I know
first
you
told you
didn't.
guys.
Yeah.
I will point that out.
No,
They
Akron's
just-
more
they
like
want him.
yeah. Okay, what? You burned the letter and she didn't read it, so we don't have a copy of it anywhere. What exactly, as close as you can remember, was said?
Take him to Spruce Cross.
Brought
The
Tankard
name of
in.
the inn again. My memory as a player is terrible.
Brought Tankard in.
It has been 10
It's
weeks.
terrible for me as well.
Brought
Okay,
Tankard
brought
in.
Tankard in.
Svetlana's reindeer steak.
Svetlana's Ranger Steak is to die for.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, that's important.
nice wording
Just thinking
there.
that back over.
Yeah. Just maybe.
Sheila isn't laughing, but I am because I do.
It's a little funny. If that is what they were planning to do, that's a funny pun.
I love fun so much. Okay.
Anyway.
To die.
Good to go.
Such a mess.
You're so fucked.
He's a devil in disguise. I think he said he's a devil in disguise. If by chance he should become aware of our presence, light a candle in your window.
That's it.
Did they specify along the way or at the end? Did they specify where this candle needs to be lit?
I, as a player, genuinely thought that it had to be at the inn, but it seems
Ah.
that actually it could
Yeah.
have been along the way.
It could have been along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just said in your window, so I imagine it could have been in any window that we reached along the way,
so
but
that,
we've been
that
sleeping
changes
in
everything about tonight.
tents.
Okay.
Because
So-
that means they're not gonna wait. They're not gonna wait for anything.
Right.
I hate doing this, but I don't really want Aaron or a bunch of people to die, so if I were to look at this from the position of taking this job on myself, poisoning his ass is probably the easiest way to do it, especially if they get him to, you to make him like you and trust you, at least enough to go here and eat stuff. Poisoning's a really good way to kill his ass, minimal casualties, very low key. The fewer people who know, the better. Easy way
I'll
of
put him to
entrance,
sleep.
exit. See, killing him while he sleeps.
I mean, to put him to sleep if they want to capture.
If they
Right
want to
here,
capture
you
him
know.
again.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's weird talking about you like this. It's just
Do
needs to
you
be
want
done.
me to try to look at this about how I would kill you, or do you want me to just assume that they're incompetent?
I would assume that if it's all down to poison, then I'm more than happy to make my own food. And well, one question I have is, does this poison, or if there was a possibility to poison the food or drink, is there like a temperature in which, or could you just burn it?
Some of them are very temperature sensitive, and others are very adaptable. It's hard. If I had to assume which one they're using, I would assume it's one of the good ones, because if they really want to kill you, they probably want to guarantee you're dead. And
Alright.
Can this be? Is it one of those temperature related ones?
Give me one moment.
If how they're planning to do it is by poisoning him, and he doesn't eat, surely they wouldn't attack in broad daylight. So as soon as he doesn't eat, I light a candle. It all flows together. They don't get to do it to him because he doesn't eat, and I pass on the reason for that is because he's suspicious, and whatever happens as a result of that happens. Maybe they wait for another time.
I think we're getting a little bit too much into our own heads. I'm more than capable of handling what I put in my mouth.
I think the point is just don't eat. Just go to your...
Yeah.
Just don't eat food from the place.
I think this conversation has gone on a little bit too long in terms of understanding what we need to do. I know how to take care of myself.
Hey, Bexxy. So as far as demon hunting goes among the agents, how acceptable is what's an acceptable casualty rate if you actually bag a demon?
Is it asking me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Cause I know that some agents have there's been rumors of demons, and demon hunting is a mythical idea among the agents. It's a big thing. So and I know that there are some amount of acceptable casualty per assignment. Unofficially no casualty. Officially no casualty,
course,
but unofficially. So is the rate of casualties that are acceptable if you actually bag a demon for real bigger?
If you say it like this, when it comes to people who have been corrupted by devils and gained powers from them, and now I'm saying spell casting, with them it's almost like you throw everything at them and make sure they're dead. Perhaps an inquisitors and a priest or a knight, but not a knight, a priest and inquisitors are not meant to sacrifice their lives readily, but agents, soldiers, and knights are surely meant to kill themselves in the pursuit of killing such a person. And then, since you never heard about it, but assumingly, it's even worse if it's the devil spawn itself. It's even worse. So.
Not killing themselves, I think.
No, killing other
means
people.
Killing civilians, collateral damage.
Oh,
How many other people can get caught in the crossfire without the church being annoyed at the agent?
Yes. What would be would an enough people be an acceptable casualty? Well, I imagine a town wouldn't, but would 5 people, 10 people, something like that, burning an inn down be an acceptable casualty if you actually get a demon?
Full of people.
For
reasonable amount of collateral.
For spellcasters, there are definitely a few civilian casualties that are considered just tough, but it had to be done.
Yeah.
So even worse when it comes to a spawn of the devils. But it also depends upon who this person is. I mean, if it's a rich merchant or a noble, then suddenly their life is worth more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of up to the agent's best. What are you willing to risk?
Yeah, and who is going to create problems for the church afterwards if they decide to sue or get angry, right?
I would love to see someone sue the church. Just personally, I find that idea kind of funny. All right, cool.
All right.
Fair enough.
As you discuss your approach, the hours pass, and afternoon turns into evening. And before I will introduce Spruce Cross as a place, let's go to a quick break.
Thank God. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
How about this? Okay. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Where is it?
Hope you're having a good time, Shad. A lot of murder. Well, the paperwork. Yeah, absolutely. Depends upon the consequences of the murdering, really.
Hopefully none. There it is.
Oh, I wish I had like a whiskey right now. It would have felt nice.
You're hot already, though.
Oh, that is true. But it's
That's
easier to
so
cool
fun.
down. It's easier to get cold in here than warm. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I finally found the thing I was looking for. That's
Oh.
a lot of damage. I hope you don't ingest that. That is a lot of damage, my guy.
What is that picture? Is that ammo on a break picture? Lol.
I think so.
No, it's from Rick and Morty. It's
Oh,
here I go killing again.
Oh. Oh.
I am trying very hard not to kill people, actually. I am doing my best. I don't think anyone appreciates how much easier this would be if we just, like, murdered everyone. This is so bright.
Damn. I should get myself something like that.
It was like 10 to 12 bucks on Amazon. It's just like one of the clip like ring lights.
I see. Well, Amazon doesn't exist in Sweden.
I can't live there now. To find another place. Sweden's out.
Of course, there are alternatives, but
Yeah, no, they're like, it's pretty cool. It has like a couple of settings. It's just like real bright. It's just because I don't have a ceiling light. I have like a weird like lamp over there that casts like strange shadows. So I got a fancy mic arm for this. Might as well invest in like a $14 light.
nice. Let me have just a little bit of peril. Lol. Cookie, hope you're doing good. Hessie, I hope the character creation process that you have figured some of that out. Neo, I did see you send me that background information. I'm going to read it later. Super, I'm so happy that you joined us after your game. And I'm happy you went well. Ah! Well, it's no worries. We can do it together later too, Hessie. It's going well. Okay, good. Ooh, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna get some coffee. Coffee.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay. What is going on with Adrian's background?
I don't know. Niarek is helping out. Very nice.
I love it.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Whew.
time
How
for
did-
new crimes.
How did session go for the new campaign yesterday?
Oh, we
Session
just
zero,
did
I mean.
the session 0. Oh no, it went well. The session 0 part took less than an hour in
Wow.
comparison
Oh,
to
wow.
what we did. But
What? How is such a thing possible?
We were very
Things-
thorough.
Things
Gonna be a
taking
very
normal
different
amounts of
campaign.
time is like.
we
Not our
already
thing.
knew what we were gonna be playing, right, in the themes and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
the Curse of
so-
Strahd.
Yeah. So the
Oh, that's-
campaign aspect of it was already decided. So it was just going through, some of the let's not treat each other badly, and this is how this
Yeah.
the session's
Mhm.
gonna work, and let's
We're
do
not supposed to bully each
communication.
other. I think I missed that memo.
But then I did 3 hours of character creation after that, so
Oh, fine.
turned out to be up for about 4 hours on and off.
Where did the names Curse of Mother Misery and Curse of Father Torment come from, by the way? If you don't mind my asking.
I can't say.
Spoilers. Okay, I have to watch them now. Fuck.
There's a reason.
It's because it's
guess,
how
yeah.
you feel when you play it.
Yeah, that's it. That too.
Misery, torment.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be ancient for us then? Are we supposed to feel old?
Ah!
We feel like we're returning.
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
all 3 names
kinda, yeah.
of my campaigns are, towards something about the campaign that I cannot
Yeah.
say.
This is just clearly like connected to Aaron being like an old
700
man
years
coming
old.
back from like a hibernation.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
The
oh.
campaign is named after our 700-year-old Aaron.
Who young whippersnappers doing things in...
Put your teeth in, Grandpa.
Back
Oh,
in
no.
my day, we had winged horses.
I want to hear Aaron
Land
talk in
horses.
his like vague, flowery, poetic language, but in an old man voice.
Good night, Ginevra.
You young kids, just you and your newfangled
Always
gods.
beyond my bedtime. Good night.
It's a terrible day for rain.
Freaking 5 o'clock here. Good night.
You think Rion's all there is. All you do is study your
Mhm.
your weird Bible and worship the one God that you know about. Back in my day, we had many gods, not just this pathetic pretender.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Old.
Oh yeah, we're not supposed to bully each other.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You're not allowed to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
jokes either, so...
Oh!
I'm a rule breaker.
Ooh.
Rebel!
Real bad.
I'm not ready, guys.
It'll be chill. I mean,
Just hit me.
chances are the
gonna be
casualties
interesting.
won't be us.
Yeah.
Wait,
Probably.
Just gonna light a candle. It's just gonna have some dinner and light a candle.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, light a candle.
Oh,
Alright,
Okay.
could I do that?
y'all right there, Aspen?
Yep, I just knocked everything over.
Woo! Alright. Are we
Fun,
ready?
fun,
Yes.
Sure.
Hmm.
Okay. As
Much
ready
as I
as
ever
we can
will ever be.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring it in again.
Hitting us with the tense music as well. Oh god.
There it
You
is.
want me to put something on Super Duper Cheery?
It's calmly running out of time. Just
Yeah.
calmly.
As your bones ache, your butts complain from the saddle, and your fingers shiver from the wet and the cold of the evening hour, you reach Spruce Cross just after dinner time. The rain has been consistent, but indeed the sun does pass you over somewhere during the afternoon. Spruce Cross heralded itself to you about half an hour ago by the increased frequency of villages and buildings of industry. Here, the road turns very, very muddy, with deep trenches made from wagons and cart tracks. Far up on Celia's legs, the normal white fur has turned rather grey and brown, and sometimes mud splatter up on your side from your horse's heavy footsteps. Quite ominously, you also pass some wooden scaffolding displaying 3 rotting corpses dangling in the wind, and branches of the waning storm, and 2 ravens feast on their flesh. There are planks around their necks, and in angry black lettering, 2 says thief, and the last one tax coward. There is law here, albeit a rough one. Soon after the corpses, you see the wooden palisade in the distance. It's a rather simple ordeal, but an effective one. The gates are wide and open, with a guard tower attached to it. There is somewhat of a line in front of you. A wagon with a man on top is currently discussing with the guards inside a little window in this tower. And behind them are 2 travelers afoot covered by wet cloaks, waiting impatiently for their turn. Purpose becomes immediately evident at all. Beyond the walls you can faintly hear the sound of people and horses, and the smell of wood, sweat, ale, food, and shit wafts in your direction. Civilization. Do you just wait patiently in line, or is there something you would like to do?
I'm in no rush.
What's the line again? Sorry.
For the toll to get in
Yes.
to the town. To
Do
the
I see
inn.
Straza?
Yes. There is Strasa walking on top of the palisade. Obviously some kind of Strasa inside of this little window in this tower that is part of the gate structure.
We have some kind of, hey, we're special to the queen seal on us, don't we? Is that just for getting over the mountain, or is that like in a, we can bandy this about however we wish kind of way?
You have a royal seal for sending letters and then travel documents detailing who you are, but it doesn't give you a free pass
Oh.
for tolls. You got a lot of money to deal with that
No,
shit.
yeah. I was more wondering if it was like a we can cut the lines thing, but no, Akron's fine with waiting. Gives Akron more time to like look for like clear escape routes, places of note where like accidents could easily happen, you know, that type of thing. Just like scanning for environmental safeties and hazards. But it's fine to wait.
Wait, Archer.
Alright.
Just try and breathe, and then
Okay. Eventually, the people in front of you clear, and there's this very, very tired, older Strasser woman sitting there, kind of looking at you with a bored look on her face, just asking for documents. Doesn't really take a look at you.
we can produce the documents. Tanya will take hers and give them over.
It's a little bit of a eyebrow raise and quick glance. Then like a little bit of a, alright, to herself. And I will be 1 silver for each of you, and also 1 silver for the horses.
And
Fair enough.
silver.
I can pay that. I deducted that from my inventory.
Yeah, so 8 in total, silver. Alright, pleasant stay in Spruce Cross, don't cause any trouble.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Grumble, grumble.
What an ironic way to address us. Don't cause trouble.
We would never.
I mean, we're not causing it. We're
She must have thought you looked very rebellious.
Yeah. Do we want to go find our inevitable destination? Or do you want to explore a bit?
I think the earlier the better. I want it to be as light as possible.
Did we get the feeling when we were standing in line like this was a common thing?
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't like a... okay.
It
People
was-
weren't griping and saying, oh, damn, this line is new, what the hell's going on? It was more
Yeah.
like we're standing in line.
And since you've been here before, it's always been this way through Spruce Crosses. I mean, why not? It's a very common place to travel through, so.
Make a good talk. No, it totally makes sense. Okay, cool. Just checking.
Right.
It's not like it's a new thing, like, what the hell's going on here?
No.
We didn't used to have to get in.
You know.
Hmm.
Sus.
As you clear the gate behind you and that bored-looking woman, you look upon a broad and muddy street with many wooden and stone buildings cramming around it. Directly to your right, there's the sound of music and light pooling out of a building with a broad-roofed balcony around it. There are also some interesting sounds wafting in your direction from the upper floors. A lady in a corset that is way too tight for her leans sultry on the railing and calls down to y'all. Why won't you come up, sweetie? A bit down the about the road, a bit down the road, a father's cussing out their son for falling asleep in their trade wagon, just standing on the side of the road while he was getting supplies, insinuating that thieves could have taken their merchandise for his carelessness. From an alleyway to your left, a really drunk old man stumbles out on the street, clay young in hand, singing to himself a very offensive tune as his drunken sea legs takes him across the road. Take all of this in with a deep sigh. Here we
Real
go.
quick.
Mhm.
The father cussing out the son, does this seem just like a regular, like, I'm pissed at you for falling asleep, or is there, like, does it seem to be escalating? There's no, like, violence happening, right? Like, it's just like a regular, I'm upset with you, or does this seem kind of abusive?
Kinda has his hat off and kinda like slapping his son's head with the hat. So it's a bit of a rough behavior, but it doesn't actually hurt him. The son is more of a flinch from the action of him, taking his hand on him in a way. So could be way worse, but it could also be better.
My friend's just gonna keep a little bit of an eye on that, and just to see if it escalates as we, whatever we're doing.
Should we get a room?
Don't know how long we're gonna stay in it, but I'm keeping up an act, right?
Are we getting one room?
Sure.
Okay,
How big are these rooms?
that's what we'll find out.
I thought you've been here before.
I don't know the layout of every room.
I'm sure we can find a way to make it work. Or we could be two to a room and put them next to each other. Can
Let's
claim
just
that
find
we're...
out what they have. Maybe they're even full.
Alright. To
We'll
the
go up
broad
to the-
tankard, let's look for it.
Alright. Head down the road, heading, Geneva and Aaron knows where to go, so no worries there, so let's move here. Ta-da!
Whoa.
Darkness. Oh, I see.
I see.
I don't. It's very dark.
Or, right.
I do.
Aaron sees.
Yeah.
Aaron sees everything.
I can also see quite a bit, it looks like.
There's like
Not
two pools of light,
Oh.
and then just like entire swaths of just dark.
I can barely see the
Yeah.
people next to me.
Okay,
It's-
just follow.
It's very
I-
dark because of the
I can
the
see
rain.
where the lights are, but yeah, next to me. No,
Let's keep going straight.
I just did a big zoom.
So presumably these are stables, like over here, or maybe.
There's a stable over here
Oh yeah, I see.
for your horses, but there are only 3 places that are free.
That's cool. He can like hop off Zelia at this point and let her go, and she can
True.
stand around. She doesn't have to go into a
True,
stall.
that's true. Well,
Is there not like the taken as well?
There's a couple of stalls at the end there.
and Lazarus goes over there. There's hay and water, freely given.
We'd have to pay to keep our horses there.
You've already paid.
Let's.
The door to
This
the
one
inn is
on-
down here. That's the back
Okay.
entrance over here.
But are there like windows that I could like
Yeah.
take like a peek in? Just
Yeah,
real
several-
quick?
Yeah, I can
several
see
windows, you
into
can
the
see it.
windows on the map.
Yeah.
Anyone want to reconsider? I gotta say very
Late now.
quietly.
Well, now this is
It's
just disastrous.
literally not. We can actually just pick another point.
Comes down to you, Ginevra. We have a plan here, albeit some sort of very rudimentary. Go in and see what's what.
Yeah.
You have your task, your rules.
As you peek into this window, Titania, there's like this man who kind of leans out a little bit and like looks back at you and raises an eyebrow. Does this little wave.
Titania will like smile and wave back.
Where's the door?
Further down.
Oh,
I don't know if I've found it yet, if I've gone too far.
no, you're
No,
at the
no.
door.
Am I
No,
at it?
no, even further down. Even more south.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Yeah, it's like I'm
Anything.
walking against the wall. It's fine.
I can't see anything.
Ah, I know.
Whoa! I just
sorry.
got moved.
Yeah, yeah.
Or did I
just
just go
moving.
to I think I just went into the back storeroom.
No, down here. Down. Oh my god! Okay, I'm just gonna move you down here together, okay?
Yeah, can you just move us?
Yeah,
I
you
can't
moved
see
me where I meant to
anything.
go.
I'm just gonna
'Cause, yeah,
move
we
you
can't-
down
we can't
here,
see.
and I'm going to say something, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Alright.
I cannot see. It's a very laggy map, and I understand why. Because there's so many tokens.
And it's huge.
You glance down the side road, your eyes falling upon a banner with a large tankard overflowing with ale with the words "Broad Tankard Inn" just underneath it. Here it is. Mere steps away. On the other side, there seems to be some kind of cartwright, and there are more buildings in the gloom further down this path. There are a few patrons out here, not caring about the rain, murmuring softly to each other. A tough-looking man leans sullenly against the wall beside the door of the inn, trying to hide underneath the roof as much as possible from the rain. He lazily eyes you, then nods in greeting.
Not bad.
Oh.
Is that the door?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Oh, we finally found the door. I can't go in though.
Finally found the
No.
door.
Bashing my head.
You want to open the door, Ginevra?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
Real quick, before we go in, these patrons
It's
outside,
inside room.
do any of them have agent vibes?
Let
the
me
agent
tell
with the
you-
agent vibes.
Let me tell you that the cowled people are not because of cowled agents, you know? It's just filler pictures, you know? For
No, Acheron's just this is just regular Acheron paranoia.
I mean, these are rough-looking woodlings, traders. Could be a Strasa, off-duty, caravan people. And
It's still raining, right?
it's still raining.
Yeah.
And of course, there's also lumberjacks of different kinds here. So,
Okay, that's fair.
how to know?
It was worth a shot. Okay, go. Good
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a side room and I didn't just like go somewhere I wasn't meant to go.
Alright.
It was actually the entranceway.
Genera, what meets you immediately is this shadowy foyer filled with crates and boxes. To your immediate right is water to clean your face with, and two people deep in conversation with each other, with tankards in their hands, standing in this candlelight. They sent quick and curious glances your way, and the sound of platters, voices, mugs, and glasses can be heard from further inside, light pooling into the foyer through the door in front of you.
Oh, wash my hands.
Tanya will join her, doing her best to keep a vibe of normalcy. It's just her normal social anxiety, not anything else. We swear.
Are the people
I'm
in
always
here
like this.
watching us, or are they drinking there?
They're drinking, talking, but of course they look your way. And if they catches your eye looking at them, there's a little bit like, oh, hi.
Okay. Aaron's not gonna touch the washroom. Like, he will go over here and pretend, but then he will use prestidigitation to clean and slightly dry himself as well.
Alright.
Can I look specifically at the people in the darker edges, corners of the room?
Yeah.
To keep an eye on if they are kind of looking out for us or seemingly being shady. You know.
Make me an empathy component.
Picking at their food but not eating it, that kind of thing.
What is it, Aspen?
That is so many people.
Yeah.
Everything.
I know I
Everyone
said
is
war
the same.
crimes, but this is gonna be war crimes.
Yeah.
Is this
Hopefully it's a good
paperwork
thing.
murder, or it's acceptable murder?
I mean, there are several eyes
Some
that kind of
madness.
look your way. Especially going towards Aaron when he stands out in view. His tall frame,
Yeah.
armored. And also, you know, Titania is also a tall woman that doesn't really look like she belongs amongst rough woodlings.
Well, she's in travel clothes.
True.
You just-
True. There are quite a few individuals here that are wearing armor or weapons. Some that are not. It doesn't seem to have any policy against that. But there's not really a rough feeling inside of here, like a bar fight is about to explode out. It's more just a very laid back, chill thing going on. There are several tables who are busy eating. Other tables, they only talk and drink, and there are some tables where there is prolific gambling going on.
I'll look for someone who I think would be able to get us a room. A desk or...
Yeah,
like
the
that.
one standing right here just put down like a tankard on the table for this fellow over here and turns to you going, "Oh, more people! Welcome to the Tankard Inn. Can I get you something? We have 2
Thanks.
tables free right now. Warm ale."
That would be good. We also were hoping we could get a room today. Have you
Oh.
got any available? Even if it's just one.
Yes, there are quite a few available.
Oh, great.
There's how many is in your party? Do you just want the cheap one where you can just lay down for the night, or do you want a room? The seat is
What's the
taken for
difference?
tonight.
We're-
Well,
we're-
there is just one room full of beds that you can just hunker down in, or just find yourself a corner to sleep in. And then we.
We'll get a room.
All right. How many?
One, if there's one with 4 beds.
Oh, you're 4. Oh, that's very lucky. We indeed have a room with 4 beds. That's going to be 5 silver per person.
Alright.
Do you want me to show you to a table? I think we have, let's see. Indeed, we have 2 tables free for tonight.
Yes, that'd be good. I think we could do with some food.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Are you here for the reindeer steak? Many are.
Not me, but
Oh, that's a shame.
maybe
We
one of
got
my...
Siren Journeyman in the background. Carly. Ah, she just has a magic with food.
Be happy to try
I-
something else.
I'm gonna look around. Is there like are other people eating steak?
Yeah. I mean, right here, there are people eating. 2 of them are indeed eating that reindeer steak. It seems like mushrooms and a heavy gravy, steamed potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Arrow water steak.
Come with me.
Titania will...
Over
will-
here.
Oh, okay. Movement.
Just
Movement.
squeeze yourself through. These are the tables that are free. Just take whatever you want. If you're
Ale steak, please.
Ale and steak, absolutely. Something else? She kind of brings out this little notebook.
As lovely as that sounds, I find myself with a lack of an appetite. I'll just have some water, please. Thank you.
Are you sure? At least some cider? The
Water's
apples are lovely
fine.
this year. Okay, water. Water for the miss.
Akron will just hold up 2 fingers at the "I'll have a water" to like, just like signaling like a "me too,"
Okay.
point to for the, and then just gives a half nod.
I'll pick something vegetarian, probably sweet.
Oh, we have this lovely artichokes with some goat cheese and some cranberry jam and some
That sounds
roasted
perfect.
potato. Oh, well, I imagine so. Do you want something to drink, lady?
I'll take a cider.
Absolutely. Do you want to open a tab, or do you want to pay already?
We'll pay now.
Okay. So that's 5 silver per person for the room. And of course, we had a steak. That's going to be another 5 silver.
Should we take this out of our party gold?
And then 3 silver for
Probably.
the vegetarian meal. And then we had a ale and a cider for 4 copper each. Oh my god, I gotta write this up for you guys. This is
13 silver, 4 copper, plus 20 silver, 33 silver, 4 copper.
okay. Thank you.
Actually, amending the order,
Nice.
Akron might just ask for like simple, like just plain bread or something. Like
Oh
add on to
yeah,
this.
we have this lovely garlic butter and roasted bread I can just put that on the table.
Sure, thank you.
Oh, that's another 5 silver. We share between 2 people.
So 38
Great.
silver, 4 copper.
Take it out.
So that's 3 golds, 8 silver, 2 copper, 4 copper, was it?
Yeah, for
Fuck copper.
Okay. I need to write it down.
math. Math.
384.
8 gold, was it 3 silver, 4 copper?
See, the murder's
three
not
gold.
even.
3 gold, 8
8
silver,
silver.
4 copper.
I told you guys.
See,
my
the
memory is
murder's
awful.
not even the worst part of this session. It's just the math.
Right,
Just the math.
Takes away that. And then it goes
Numbers, the
9.
greatest evil.
The greatest problem known to mankind. Money.
Nah. Truly.
Apologies, miss. Just a quick question before you fetch our order.
Yes, there.
Is it usually this busy here?
Oh, yes. Since Svetlana and Janika took over, well, things have been going really well. I'm happy to be employed here.
When did
this
they
is one of the
take over?
Carmenites. What?
When did they take over?
Must be about 2 years now.
It's a lovely establishment. I apologize that I couldn't order anything. It's just my appetite, my stomach hasn't been treating me well today.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's been raining. If you ever change your mind, just calm it down. It's quite a lot, but I promise I will see you when coming to time.
What was your
Thank
name?
My name is, as I look at my notes,
Mood.
Iskra.
Oh, actually, I think I'd like to leave my stuff in my room before I eat. Would you be able to show me where it is?
Just upstairs, you have room number 2. It will be written on the door.
Thank you. I'll head upstairs.
Okay.
Aaron's gonna try and keep his head tilted down a little bit, kind of shadowing his eyes somewhat in here. And try not to make too much eye contact, coming off a little bit aloof and disinterested, but ultimately.
Absolutely.
Oh, upstairs.
Just to like
Yeah.
right before we get to like Ginevra's room, just like build like an air of like us being normal people and not super on edge. Acheron's gonna like take some of the water on their clothes and flick it at Aaron. Just to like, you know, build like a we're normal people who do normal stuff kind of vibe, and then
Titania will join in the mild antics just to
Hey, I just got
be part
dry.
of the ruckus.
not my problem. Now you're wet again.
I mean, compared to the rain, it's nothing. Enjoy it, right?
Like
There's a
slaughtering you
difference.
again.
A real big difference in being splashed by someone else's moisture than taking it from the sky.
Do you have a candle with you?
I expected there to be a candle in the place.
There's like more of a oil lamp that is like hanging from the ceiling in the middle here.
Okay. I may have a candle with me.
Have a candle.
Got a candle. Are you gonna give me the candle?
Oh,
I don't have a candle with me.
I think
I
think back in the day, when you were visited, the agent left you a candle, just in case.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then there you go. I'll
Yes.
use that candle.
Right.
So I was like, I would take one from one of the tables, just like inconspicuously, like downstairs or outside. But I was like, there's gonna be one in there because how else are you gonna see around in these times? Yeah, I like the candle.
You do. Place it in the window. Outside, you cannot see anybody for now. Expected to see somebody. There's no one there.
And I'll wait there for a little bit, just because there's multiple rooms that they could be going from.
Uh-huh.
They don't necessarily know which one I was from. But then after, maybe let's say 3 minutes, 4 minutes, go back downstairs. Expect the food to probably be coming soon.
All right, and I'm gonna go back to downstairs.
Yep.
And they will
Teleport
role
me
play
there.
a bit before you come down.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That's honestly, after such a long journey, it's kind of nice to just sit down in a normal place, though it is quite crowded.
I
Is
mean,
that a problem?
Sometimes. Depends on the day.
I would suggest that you try and keep your ears open just in case there's a whisper you can hear beyond the ruckus.
Oh, my ears are always open, though I try not to be disrespectful. I often am in eavesdropping.
I'm just gonna look at Akron and say, How good are you at gambling?
I don't have a lot of history with it.
Really?
I,
I thought. Since
you thought what?
you don't seem to mind wanting to lose. I think you might have a great poker face.
What do you mean I don't mind losing?
Well, you treat yourself with the disregard of if you lose, you lose from a perspective of dying in the grand pursuit and all.
I mean, is there a reason to waste money and time?
2 ale. No, 1 ale and 1 cider and 2 water. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Was it Iskra? Iskra? Did I say that right?
Yes, something you want there?
No, just thank you.
No.
Background, give her a little wink.
She smiles broadly. Feels good about herself.
Is there a reason I should waste our money on a childish pursuit of a high that can easily be gained with less wasteful ventures?
Well, I see that you really don't have much experience with gambling then. Gambling isn't necessarily just about the game. People talk.
Well, yeah, it's a good way to learn about things and people. Do you have money you'd like me to lose?
I have some. If it serves the purpose of maybe hearing about some gossip.
Any particular our particular kind of gossip, or just general?
At this point, I don't think there's any difference between the two.
That's fair, though. If you want me to give it a go, I can, though there's other ways to get gossip as well. I promise nothing, but I can try.
Other ways? Like what?
Well, there's a lot of people in here, and, I mean, Iskra is here every day. She probably sees and hears a lot of things, and she seems to respond to flattery well.
You wish to seduce the barmaid?
You come down the stairs.
Not necessarily the first thing I was thinking about, but if it furthers our goals or whatever, I have no problem with it. She's pretty and she hears things. It's also a viable option.
That way you didn't see the falls too?
No, that was pure seduction. Which was... I did not get very far, thank you very much, Ginevra.
Yeah, sorry about that again. And Ginevra comes down. She did leave her stuff up there, but she comes down with her bow and arrows still.
Sure.
And it won't be visible to the others, but just for transparency as well, I've brought the sending scrolls with me too, but that's about it.
So, you want me to go gamble our money away?
There's some food first. We just thought you'd be good at it as well.
I probably would be, potentially. Who's the person walking around? The woman. Sorry,
Yeah,
I saw movement. I was like,
I was just about to say, like, kind of like approaching Aaron from behind. There's somebody. Woman dressed in, seems to be Strasse clothing. Not wearing any weapons or anything like that, but still has the uniform on. Walks up to the table. Kind of leans to the side. Takes a look at Aaron. Like, tries to angle herself so she sees your eyes.
Akron's gonna, look at her and go,
Can we
hey!
help you?
Oh,
Got a,
hello!
got a problem, lady?
Well, he's asked about a gold, no?
And?
Yes.
Well, does gold Wayne ring a bell?
No, never heard of him. Sounds like a loser.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it sounds real lame to me.
That's true. I gotta agree with that, but his eyes are very good. And he matches the description that I was given. But, you
Reasonable.
know, if it's none of my business, I will just go away. And you guys, you know, have a nice evening.
Wait,
Yes.
who gave you the description of me?
A certain forest animal that hunts in packs. She wiggles her eyebrow at you.
So subtle.
Well,
Subtle?
I'm sure we can find a chair for you to pull up on our table.
Oh, sure. I got the Borrel with me as well. Can he join? We are losing anyway over there.
More the merrier.
And she stands up. Hey, Borrel! Over here!
I don't see why not. Feel free to
I'll
pick
get
a
my
chair.
cider.
Yeah, Akron will steal 2 chairs from the other table and
Titania will
pull 'em
scoot
around.
over next to Acheron and make space.
I think Akron might switch seats with Titania, just out of like
Fair enough.
just to, you know, put another buffer in between shit. 1 second, let me move my
Okay.
stuff. Ugh. Gives the 2 newcomers a that kind of smile, exactly like that.
Borrel
Agrees.
grunts, sit down, nods to all of you. Pleasure to meet you all.
Hi, I'm Titania. Nice to meet you. And you are?
I thought that was obvious. She called me Borrel.
I mean,
Borrel.
I heard the name is introductions. Hi, hello, Boral. I'm sorry.
Good.
Hi.
Well, you don't know my name. Perhaps you want to know
Yes,
that.
I would.
Love to.
Well, I am your humble servant, Oma.
Olva?
Oma.
We get spellings on
with
the-
an F, with an
Okay.
N, with an N, O-N. It's
my
almost, oh
first-
my god.
Wow,
Oh man.
pretty name for a pretty girl.
God.
Um,
You really just
But
say
Akron
that.
will say, "Yep, Akron's gonna say that." I want to gauge her reaction. I just want to see how she reacts to
Learning
this.
already.
she raises like a quirky, expressive eyebrow at you and says, I am way too old for you, boy.
Jennifer almost rolls her eyes, but she
Never know.
resists the urge.
Anyway. So I got this very strange message by Falcon from the other people in the organization saying you're coming this way, which is kind of strange because nothing interesting have been happening here for months. So I am both anxious and excited that you're here. So, what's going on? What can we do for you? I hear. Wait, are you coming back, Goldbane? Because I've heard some weird legends about you.
We're mostly just passing through, heading out east.
Weird
Get through the
stories.
mountains.
Well, yeah.
Any kind of usable dirt you could give me? I'd love to hear
Kinda-
embarrassing tales about this guy.
She kind of leans over the table and kind of leans into you and like mock whispers. I've heard that he has exceptionally good, like. No, wait. Yeah, he's been cursed by the devil.
Down to business first.
Oh,
Oh, don't you want to hear what you're exceptionally good at?
Rumors can get out of control like our own.
Oh, I know. You're not good at anything.
Someone is hangry.
It's just a friendly conversation, right?
hate to see you when you're pissed off.
We can
Yes.
get to know each other a little bit better once business is concluded. After all, let us not forget where we are.
Fair enough. Just thought it would be nice to have some friends.
Oh, I'm sure they're very friendly, and if you wish to...
Not in
Well-
that way, you dick.
What can I say? You seem to always be on the lookout, Akaran. There's nothing off limits to you.
I sense there's some tension here.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I
you
think
could
we're
tell.
losing the focus on the business in a different way now.
Yeah,
we need to get over the
business.
mountains. We know it's not safe to go through the road. We were wondering whether you would have another path that we could take, or be able to provide some guidance through an alternative route through the mountains. Something like that.
Wait, you want
To
to
the
go
east.
over to that shite place?
Yeah.
But everything is
Fun.
dangerous and crazy. We have no fucking clue what's going on, and rumors
Doesn't
about
that sound
Devil
like
Meat.
so much fun?
Kind of the
That's
point.
exactly where we want to go.
I did not wake up today and believe that people like you wanted to go over there. But okay, it's your funeral,
Yes, it is.
and you
Your
want the
faith
wolves
is
to help with it.
touching.
You want to be basically smuggled over the mountains.
Well, it doesn't have to be that way. We could be if that's the only way that's available. But if there is another way, if you guys are knowledgeable about forgotten go paths or etc., ways that just aren't as exposed as the main road that leads through the east.
Aaron's gonna give a fidgeted look, flash an eye contact to Akaran and try and communicate to be aware of our surroundings, of people listening in.
No, yeah. Akron gives you like a
And
slight
he's
nod.
gonna
Akron
also
is.
look around and see if anyone is leaning in a little bit closer,
Yeah,
or you know.
Yeah.
Alright, do me an empathy
Akron's
composure.
keeping a very big, all senses focused. What are we doing? Sorry?
Empathy
Empathy
composure.
composure.
Check emotional states.
Busy
Can
and
I do a perception check as well?
Um,
Or is that just fine? Never mind, I'll do empathy composure, it's fine.
empathy composure is
sure.
more about body language. Perception intelligence is more about like facts. So
Okay, I see.
Eek.
This does not bode well, but...
Those vitality saving throws took all our good luck.
yeah. Wait a sec. Okay.
I don't like this silence.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
It's scary.
Like I'm waiting on
It's
a
a lot
DM
of
queue.
silence.
Like I'm wondering if we're waiting on a DM queue or if like
secrets in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I was about to ask more questions.
This guy over here has definitely stopped eating and is kind of sending glances, hearing like fractions of what's happening. This also seems to be this lady over here, like mountains. What? This couple over here has fallen silent, whilst these people up here has gotten more rowdy.
Which ones? Sorry, ping the rowdy ones again, please.
The rowdy ones? Oh yeah, those are the furthest away.
I see. Okay. Akron will give a subtle glance with there and just using their eyes to indicate the person this way and the couple. Just
Yeah, we've
just
never
very
done this
quick
before,
eye
so
dart.
I'm gonna have to roll to see if I even understand your eye glances.
That's
What do I do to interpret thieves' cant?
So empathy composure again?
It will have to be, let's see, it's
What,
a
empathy, intelligence,
Planning?
or something?
To
It
make
would
the link
be-
between what you say.
leadership presence from Acheron and an
no, are
empathy
you-
composure from Aaron.
That's the first leadership role we've had.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great.
From
Nice.
Acheron of all people.
Tell me how much you lead. Not 20.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go!
Yeah, no,
That's
good.
funny.
Definitely get the cue. Definitely get the cue.
You learn in a matter.
I get the
Finally
eyebrow
catching
wiggles.
on.
Picking up and down.
And they were eating steak and drinking ale, right?
We haven't had our steak
Cool.
yet, or your steak.
No,
we
These
haven't had our
guys
steak
they-
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the guys.
Now it seems to be hard liquor on the table, but kind of pushed aside for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take note of it. And notice if that's where the eyebrow wiggles are going, he just wants to lean back just really quickly and kind of look out to the side and see take a look at what they're drinking, what they're eating, specifically, and if they're actually fake eating or they are actually enjoying partaking of what's been delivered.
Yeah, maybe an empathy composure for that.
Did it find what they're eating? You sure?
No, to see if they seem genuine
Oh, okay.
and
A 10.
I don't like these rules.
they have for now stopped eating.
Mhm. But I was more looking at if the food has been eaten, rather than if they are changing.
Oh, well, yes.
There.
Yes, it's like a two-thirds of an eaten plate, but it pushed aside.
Okay, that's
Drinks.
cool. Okay.
Curious glances your way.
Mhm. I'll do my best to try and cover the fact that I'm side glancing, and give a quick nod to Acheron as Ginevra continues. Always happens at the same time as you asking, "I want to get over the mountains."
Yeah, I finish what I say, and
Okay.
to summarize what I said, it was
Yes. Thank you.
you don't have to be that way if there are other ways that you can get us around, knowing the area.
And also, Cedar Valley is a place of interest for us. That's kind of the on the way goal. It's kind of a requirement. What we're going for too.
Cedar Valley?
Yeah.
Cedar Falls.
Mhm.
No.
Cedar Falls we already passed through. We're looking for the valley.
Stata
in between.
Valley.
Ah,
Cedar
right.
Valley.
Yes, now I heard what you said.
Sorry.
But she still leans in, raises an eyebrow and say, "What valley?"
Does it seem like she's fucking with us, or does she genuinely not know?
She seems to genuinely not know.
We have a map, right? We could show her on the map.
Yeah.
Pull out the map.
Cedar Valley. It's
And show them where it is.
just north of the main road, east of here, in the mountainous area.
It's a valley in the mountains. It's a random valley inside of Orion's Point.
I mean, it's got a
Destination.
name, but sure.
Well, it's gonna be
Can you get us there?
expensive. We do have a few of us in the wolves who have learned how to travel across the mountains when we need to. But the most common route is through Axminster. And with that, it's gonna cost you less, but we are not actually the one who takes you from Axminster over the mountains. That's the blackbirds that do that.
So Axminster is the smuggling route.
Yes. Better keep that to yourself, princess.
That puts a wrench in our plans. Okay,
It's not ideal. How expensive is the other way.
Depends on
The
upon how
non-smuggling
many
way.
help you want, but we're probably talking about.
I mean, we only need one that'll show us a way.
We're just trying not to get lost.
I'm sure you can find somebody from the wolves to do this for you for probably 30 gold.
That can be done.
Yeah, it sounds like a except that sounds like a robbery. Like all together or per person?
Per person.
Per person?
See, if we wanted to get robbed, we'd just go the regular way.
Come on now.
What? No respect for your legend?
There is some history between I and the wolves, for sure. And
Just
this arrangement is mutually beneficial. It's not a babysitting job. I understand the wolves are concerned with the blackbirds. I have a mission to define what that is.
Just need a path. Take care of ourselves after that. And on the way.
I'm
tell me,
sure
fangirl, do you actually have the power to dictate these prices?
Well, it's kinda a salary for a risky job, so it's kinda like the standard.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm sure Gregor would be mighty interested in finding out what's going on there.
What?
I have every intention of telling him.
Think about it as an exchange.
They don't even know where this valley is. They clearly are super far out of the loop. But if they don't want to expand their information networks, I mean, they can stay in the dark.
From what I
Might be
know,
good
you
for
know,
you
I'm
to
not
know.
part of the upper echelon. I'm just a pack leader here in Spruce
I mean,
Cross.
you understand who the blackbirds are, right?
Yes, but I haven't dealt with them personally because I'm stuck down here.
But you understand that they're kind of a main partner for you right now, and maybe having more information on them might be useful and beneficial for your group.
From what I know, as long as the coin keeps on flowing,
Ah, but you don't know whether it will. They may run out of use for you. You may want to be prepared. That's the kind of information we
they
can find
have
out.
only been amping up their need for people. We don't see this ending anytime soon. And if they
we
do,
knew some...
there are the profitable ways.
Do you?
I'm entirely sure that having a competing group establish its presence in a far faster way than the wolves ever did is of serious concern to Gregor. Just the fact that they are taking your business is irrelevant at this point. I'm sure losing control is of great concern.
Maybe not having that kind of thinking is the reason why you're not part of the upper echelons.
I mean, I will send him a message about it, but it's Gregor makes those kind of decisions.
And how long would this message take, do you think?
Well, we have been exploring with new ways of communication.
Then why didn't you actually contact Gregor and say Goldwyn says hi?
There are many legends about you. One of them is that you kinda left.
I mean, I'm
tell
here.
About someone leaving?
Well,
Does one ever truly leave the wolves?
it's like a crooked smile comes your way. I don't know. We haven't heard from you in a very long time.
Those reasons are my own, between me and Gregor.
Alright, well, fair. I send a letter. But do you have some kind of information that would make us worry about the blackbirds? Something I
Of
should know?
course. Definitely.
Like,
Aaron does a quick, like, side-to-side look, and then give a blank look back at, Oma. And then give a, are you really serious? Kind of like,
Want me to say it in this crowded room?
yeah, like a single eyebrow raise, like, surely you had better training than that, Oma.
well, we know about that. Of course. But we're not worried about it because, we are many. They are not.
Here. Now.
No, not here, but the blackbirds are not here either.
No. They aren't, but others are.
What? There's some kind of raveling upstart gang we don't know of?
Think
It's our
bigger.
problem everywhere.
Well, we have heard reports that I've been sending to Gregor that we need to come down in here and clean it up because there's some upstarts that I've been hearing about in the area and I don't like it.
You don't say.
What sort of news?
I don't like how smug you look right now, little boy.
You don't have to like how smug I look. My face is the least of your concerns.
What? Do I need to give you coin to make you answer me? Spit it out.
What's your question?
What's your question? Yeah.
Like,
Sounds
literally,
like
in
you
and
know
out of character.
something that I need to know. All of you look at me like that. And I don't like
What
it.
Are you not...
Need to know.
Wait, you're wearing the uniform of the Crossroads. And you said you've been here for months.
I'm a
Have you been
stressor.
oblivious? Surely this
Stresses.
crowd here was a popular location.
Yes,
There's a lot of new faces here, am I right?
there's always new faces in Spruce Gross.
In this particular night there is a reason, rather than just the excitement of this reindeer steak. I come here with my companions, but there were arrivals before ours.
Almost going to lean in, like give Boral like a quick glance. So we've been like sitting with his arm crossed and just watching all of you, and she gives him a quick glance. He, like shrugs his shoulder. She looks into your eyes. She's gonna try to read your emotional state right now.
Mhm.
See if you're serious or if you're just bullshitting her.
I want to know, like, we didn't really discuss this, but I'm assuming it is a thing that the wolves would have some sort of, like, cant. Like, some sort of code wording.
Yes, some. They're, as you said, they're not that.
They're not
subtle.
that, but, you know, still. They all kind of, like, follow the same training.
True. It's very true. There are a few code words. So if you say like a code word for danger, for example.
Yeah, like, the lone wolf howls a night or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Or
He's far too poetic.
the pack is outnumbered or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At 14.
If like such an overt sentence leaves Aaron's mouth, Akron's just gonna
Wow.
roll their eyes and look so unimpressed.
Why you just go, oh!
The fluffy popper whimpers in the night.
Poodle,
Yes, you
poodle
do.
whimpers. The poodle
Yes, you do.
whimpers.
We don't judge you.
The wolf pup's nose is wet.
Okay,
We
whatever.
love the fluffy pupper.
Tankard again, third soul out of body in one day.
Would you roll a persuasion for me, Aaron, with either manipulation or presence? I think more presence, with advantage because you're using this code word.
Inspiration. Help!
I'm already rolling with advantage, so I can get more advantage.
I know, but you
I
can
mean,
get
I
even
can
more
give-
on it. This is an important roll.
I could give you artist inspiration, but
We might need one of those.
I'm holding those for combat.
Okay.
Yeah, we might need
Tonight.
one later.
+0 to presence. Oh boy.
Kind of leans back in the chair a little bit, taken aback. For the first time, she gets a little bit more of a serious rather than a playful demeanor. Are they particularly after the wolves or after you? Or is something else?
Think bigger, Oma. Yes, me. Yes, the wolves. But more, too.
I don't like this. Well, I hope you survive. Whatever this is. I will send word. You know the payment. I think me and Boris is going to head home now.
Coward.
Really?
When we hear back from the letter.
Smart. Coward. Thank you.
As long as you're self-aware.
Geneva
Cowards
makes a
live
fair
long.
point. When will we hear back from this letter?
If you head towards Axminster, then you are going to meet the wolves.
Thanks for nothing.
Well, I don't know what to do to help you. I'm going to send that letter. You just contact the wolves and we'll send word that you have and what you're interested in, and they will be expecting you.
Can I determine if she's putting on a show? Like she's like leaving with a like pretending like, oh, I'm done here, or if she's more like, I'm done, but I'm gonna do something else. Just let me go.
Oh, empathy compulsion for that.
Axmis is like super far away, right? Like it's way back in the north.
Northeast, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like very north from where we are, like past Oakhart. North.
It's past Oakhart, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Well, she said head towards Axminster, not necessarily Axminster. Axminster.
From here.
When this check is done, let me know because I have a question.
You're not entirely sure, but she's definitely leaving and she's looking fitfully around.
Okay. Well, so well. Good night, Oma.
Thank you for your help.
Well,
Sincerely.
hope your patronage will survive. Good night.
Is that couple still tuned in to us?
Which kind?
Subtly. The one at the bar that was listening into us earlier, yeah.
They started up a soft conversation again, but they're not being that loud.
Do they seem like they're still kind of half keeping an eye in this area?
They never kept an eye. They were just quiet. They quieted down when you checked around. It was this guy who like looked openly.
Aaron's gonna take the ale cup and he's gonna put it to his lips, but he's gonna sniff into it first to see if he can sniff what Acheron said to sniff.
Oh, okay. Make me a perception intelligence.
Let me know if you need help.
I use inspiration. I think I need to use inspiration.
I mean, if
Save
I
it for the
I
steak,
mean,
man. Save it for
you
the
can
steak.
like
I think I mean, it could be either or. I just have to choose one or the other. I choose the
It's the
drink.
steak.
Because, well,
It's
he's,
the
he's
steak that I know about.
well,
I mean, if
the
you
other guys
want-
were eating the steak. That's the thing, right? So I don't know.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Aaron can't tell, you can always be like, "Hey, Acheron,
Can use inspiration. Can use inspiration.
sniff this."
No, I'm not gonna take. No, sniff my food.
You've seen me do it before.
Sniff my beer.
Ah,
You smell bad.
oh, there you go.
Just be like, "Is this off? Does this seem off to you?" Maybe
Is it
bad.
turned? You know, has the keg been sitting for a while?
It's just like swirling around. It's just like, yes.
Bottom of the barrel ale.
Yes. Testing barley.
Yeah.
Hops. A little bit of death.
It smells like ale. You know that, you know, you get that hops indeed. That smell, that musty smell that you get from ale. There's some nutty overtones in there as well, perhaps from where the ale has been stored. A waft of oak, perhaps. There's also a little bit of a sweet floral tone to it as well.
Oh, I forgot to mention the flowers. Ah, fuck. Well, that's my bad. Sorry, you're gonna die, mate.
Sorry, mate.
You're dead.
So it smells like
I
a sweet nutty ale.
It's a saison.
Talk about
He,
nut smells.
yeah. He will do a pretend sip, like to put on a show, like he's gonna pretend to drink but not drink anything.
Okay.
Did Omar drink any of the cider that I gave her?
That was smart.
Oh, gave the
Oh.
cider to Oma. No, she came over with her
Yeah, I
her
passed
own.
it when she came over. When I realised she was
Oh.
going to sit with us, I passed her the cider.
Yeah, she took
like
a
a welcome.
she took a hefty part of that hefty mouthful, but didn't drink all of it.
I'll sniff
like,
that cup
ooh.
too. Titania's definitely thinking about sniffing the cup.
Another woman, older, more mature, dressed in, you know, the maid's outfit of Tankard, comes over to the table and puts down some bread and that garlic butter, toasted. Wafts your way, makes your mouth water. There you go, loves.
Thank you so
Very much.
much.
The steak is gonna take a little bit longer. Just hold on.
Oh, how long does it usually take?
It's thick. It will take as long as it requires.
Can I ask about the ingredients in that? I'm a little bit interested in cooking myself, as in I'm really bad at it and trying to learn more.
Well, I'm a little bit busy right now, but I can tell you
Can I-
quickly.
Can I read if she's uneasy? Like, not in a, like, oh, I'm busy kind of, like, oh, I've got so many customers kind of way, but in a,
Sure. Empathy
like,
composure.
I've gotten caught in the middle of something I didn't want to.
Do an empathy composure for that.
Come on! Ah!
Yeah.
Um.
I really wish my premonition rolls were better for today.
No,
They're
she
garbage.
looks very sure of herself.
Okay.
Would you mind then sending Iskra? I'd love to find out from someone. And she said if they had any questions to call her back.
Well, Iskra is, you know, busy as I am, but it's reindeer steak with some rosemary. You got yourself a heavy, meaty gravy, steamed potatoes, with some butter, and then butter fried mushrooms.
What kind?
I know the name of these in Swedish.
Är det på svenska då?
Call you up.
Oh, you want like button chestnut mushrooms?
Yeah, like button mushrooms.
It's not
The
chefs.
classic round, small ones.
What color are they?
are brown.
Are they not portobellos? That's commonly used.
Oh,
for
okay, they're like
fishes.
morels kind of
Oh,
thing.
that's fine.
Penny
We
buns.
just outed this group as knowing too much about mushrooms, all of us.
I'm listening to this and I have no idea.
They're like
Enoki,
typical forest
oyster,
mushrooms.
lobster.
Penny
You're
bun.
speaking to two vegetarian vegans, so
Mm.
you know mushrooms.
They're like thick white stalks with a brown cap.
See.
It's a penny bun apparently.
Yeah, they don't have that here in the UK.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Boletus edulis.
Because the closest thing is just a forest mushroom.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh, yummy. Okay.
white stems and brown cap. She
Sounds
says his
very
name and it sounds like it comes from these parts.
Sounds very interesting.
Well, beyond interesting, it's tasty. Carly has made it, of course.
Your chef been here a little bit, right?
For more than a year now. We are very lucky to have a signing journeyman with us.
Why would he choose to start with you?
She
Oh, my bad. Why did she choose to start with you?
believed in her vision. But she will not stay for long. You know, she has a
Oh.
journey to complete to become a master. Turn home
What is
and
she-
do the test.
When is she set to leave? I'd love to pick her brain on her recipes before she goes.
She hasn't told us yet. We're trying to tempt her to stay for as long as possible, but if you want to, you can always go into the kitchen.
I'd love to. Would that be okay?
That'd be so kind. Thank you.
You will have to ask her. You know, she's able to talk to you, and it have to be brief. But yes. No, excuse me. It's poor people who want ale. She's like, hers.
Go ahead.
Think you can hold down the fort, guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do your thing.
Don't get stabbed in my absence.
No
I'm
promises.
just gonna get up and go see if I can talk to this chef. Can I get the name one more time?
Yeah, Carly.
Like Carly? Okay. Oh, that is what that. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can
Okay.
talk to her about mushrooms.
All right. Go in the back.
Like past the counter back here? Yeah. Okay.
Kind of pass through this woman who first of all like, whoa, there. What do you think you're doing?
What are the? I was hoping I could talk to your chef. I'm sort of interested in cooking, and one of your servers said it would be okay. It's just remote. I swear I won't distract her. I just love asking questions. I'm very curious.
Oh, Yannicka is way too nice. Quick, 2 minutes, in and out. Yes?
Thank you.
All right.
Of course. Thank you so much. Yep, we're gonna
We'll
head
go.
back there.
We'll go.
Like pop my head in
Inside
with you,
here,
a little
there's
nervous.
like chaos. You know, she's moving. Around. There's this slightly smaller woman who was like disgruntledly like cleaning some tankards and kind of grunting to herself, but coming from this swirl of motion and flares, this happy little tune that she sings to herself, turns to you and says, "Oh, you're not supposed to be back here. Hello?"
I am super interested in learning about your dishes, and one of your servers said it would be okay.
You are here to see the design chef. Oh, I see. Well, here I am.
Hi, I'm sorry, I heard that your stuff was really good, and I'm kind of trying to learn about cooking. My friend is a researcher, and she's doing what's the word,
like a lifestyle piece on places around Oldwood, and I thought that, well, this would be an awesome place to write about something that's clearly spectacular.
Oh, that's
Would you mind if
that
I asked you
sounds
some questions?
amazing. You know, of course.
Yeah, I heard that you came here like what was it? A year ago, two years.
She like chops up an onion without even like looking at it, still staring at you with really used moments. The onion just disappears in the matter of seconds. About a year now, yes. I just stumbled upon the place really. I thought to myself, not too many of us is here in Oldwood, and I think this is just like a hidden pearl of gastronomical adventure and exploration. So that's why I'm here, and there's not too much competition either from others in my class. There are quite a few of us that head out.
Oh, were there a lot of people in your culinary class? Where did you go to school? I'd love to know. Was it local?
And of course, Sirendale. I came from the capital, Sirendale. That's named. I need to know my own door.
But you weren't expecting this.
Interrogation. Haha.
Mosshold.
Right. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. I'm terrible with
For
accents.
some reason, my year was just full of people who wanted to learn how to cook.
I mean, it certainly smells wonderful. I can imagine
Thank you.
why.
I do try. I try to do a fusion of a little bit of what I know from home and what we find here, and of course, all local produce. But the later we get a little bit more from the north,
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not too many down here.
That's You said
Special delivery, all for us.
Wow, it sounds very convenient. You said that you stumbled upon this place. Were you just traveling, or what brought you this way in the first place? What was the draw of this wonderful area?
Well, I got to tell you. And she shoves away a carrot quickly, puts it down into some kind of pot, stewing some kind of vegetable soup. I found this forest very mysterious and a little bit, it feels a little bit romantic in a way. Especially the summers here are just, amazing.
Oh,
And this is also an area of the world that not the gastronomical parts have not been explored that much. So I thought to myself, there must be a lot of hidden knowledge in small villages that are isolated here. And I'd been traveling around gathering a few of them. And then I came upon Svetlana and Janika, and I just couldn't say no.
So the small towns were a draw. Do you just not like people? Which I totally get. My friend is also you wouldn't know it from how she
You
speaks
don't
about stuff she
understand the
loves, but-
stiff competition that exists when you go and do your master test. I need to bring something new to the table, show some kind of new fusion or new ideas. Therefore, you go to places that I thought to myself, instead of going to the normal places in Kafmir and eating Kafmirian cheese or drinking Kafmirian wine or going to Margrave with their, new modern dishes, why don't you go back to the rustic of these small villages and find out what they do to spice things up? And perhaps there's some hidden gems that nobody knows about.
I heard that you are going back to take this. What kind of test?
To become a master.
Yes.
Master in gastronomy. And then I can work wherever I want to in the world. But I got to say, I really like Svetlana and Janika, so perhaps
Why
another
leave?
year. Some gentlemen don't decide to go back, like it, where they say, grow complacent. She kind of waves a knife around as she thinks to herself, but I don't know. I do want to take the test, but perhaps I will come back. I see it as a personal challenge.
The test?
Yes, the test. And I will be able to force them to give me even more pay.
what does this test entail, if I could ask? I know very little, but I'm sure that my friend would find this fascinating.
Oh, well, they gather as many masters in gastronomy that they can find. It becomes like a panel, and then you have a certain amount of time to cook something for them, and then it all depends upon if they like it or not. Really, really fucking scary, not gonna lie.
This does not seem science-based at all, if I'm completely honest. That sounds like the most, like, opinion-based kind of, like, whacked test that I have ever heard of in my life.
Well, they see you cook, go through all the methods, you talk about what you cook, so you show off your brilliance in both technique and planning and how you see your palette of tastes. And then you present the product, also showing that you can perform under pressure.
How do you think you do under pressure? I mean, you seem to be doing a wonderful job now.
Oh, thanks. And she shoves quickly down a mushroom and starts sautéing over here by the fire. Well,
How does she seem to be handling the knife? Like,
Oh my god.
well, because I imagine, like, I mean, I know that, like, you're going to be really skilled with a knife if you're, like, a chef, but there's a very, you know, like, she's really it seems like she's branding about, like, she's super comfortable with one. Does this sound like an accurate read? Do they train you with, I imagine, you know, colored the cooking stuff, like knives for cooking? Is this something that they train you with?
darling, this is a chef's best tool in the kitchen. If you can't use this, and you kind of waste it around a bit, now you can't use the kitchen. Everything starts and ends with this little bucket.
You ever been to Crow Hill?
No, I have not.
Maybe you should consider it. They have some pretty
Perhaps.
interesting dishes over there.
True, but I gotta tell you, I'm not a person for hot weather.
The weather's definitely survivable, but there are some quite interesting things you can find there.
Though, you know, of course, you know, my parents immigrated from the south to Silendale in the past. I mean, look at me.
Clearly. How does the other person in the room seem to be reacting to this interrogation?
She is just doing the dishes. Doesn't look up.
Do either of them seem to have reacted to anything I've said in a way that might tip me off at all?
Do an empathy compulsion.
Okay. That's 12.
It's a 12. A 12. No. This one here hasn't looked up at you once. She's doing the dishes and grumbling to herself. She just seems to be open and happy and passionate.
Do you like this inn? I'm going to ask the cook.
Yes. I think I already told you. Now, it was very nice talking to you, but as you can see, food doesn't cook itself.
Right, you should stop by our table later and give a full statement. I'm sure my friend would love to put this in her paper. And you know, when she published, she's a pretty well-known researcher in Malgrave. It might even get distributed very widely. You could gain
When
quite
I
the
get
name
off
for
duty
yourself.
and you're still awake, sure.
Sounds lovely. Akron's gonna turn around and go back to the table.
All right.
Oh boy.
What did you guys talk about whilst Akaram was gone?
Did I get my food? I think I did, right?
Got your bread.
It was bread on the
No,
table.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, no, because I had the goat's cheese. Can we get the goat's cheese?
What's my order? Excuse me.
It's
Can you start
gotta
from
be
Yelp?
since the bread and the garlic butter seems more of a starter dish. It was already put on the table, whilst the goat cheese and the steak is more
Yeah,
of a more of a main course, and therefore they'll be brought out together. So
Yeah,
probably gonna
yeah,
take
yeah.
10, 15 minutes, you know.
Mhm.
I
So
won't touch
soon.
that because that's for those two.
Yeah, yeah. So there you are, staring at each other, still feeling like everyone is looking at you and nobody's looking at you at the same time. Worried about how you're gonna act, not act.
I would like lean over to Ginevra, just not, well, try not like obviously, but more like just to tilt his head to get his voice low enough so he can not whisper, but make it not too audible. And he would just ask, in your experience, Ginevra, in the church, who might have an item or a weapon that might be blessed, consecrated, if you will?
DM, would that be Inquisitors?
You
Some
know
priests
that.
as well can travel with weapons. I don't know whether they'd be consecrated.
Yeah. You know that there are some holy artifacts that the church owns, and they can sometimes be distributed by 2 inquisitors, priests, or knights in need. These are usually like either they're sent out on some really important thing, or they are very trusted, or a veteran, or something like that.
Yeah, reserved for the most trusted, respected inquisitors and priests.
Priests and knights.
Knights, okay. Those kinds of things are not just handed out freely. They would be with the most respected, the most trusted knights and priests.
And inquisitors.
Inquisitors. I said inquisitors.
Okay.
You said knights.
3 of them. 3 times.
Okay, all 3. There you go.
So, if, for example, I would say that I can sense such things nearby, and I do right now, what might that mean to you?
They're already... Just one?
Just one.
They've obviously found you very important. Have I ever seen even any of these artifacts?
I
know
mean,
they
since you've been
exist.
in Goldbank, you probably have seen a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even like, I would consider like Lumina's personal knight could have like carried around something as well, you know? So a few. And usually they're rather, you know, shiny or sparkly or fancy in some way. They definitely inspire awe.
I haven't witnessed them be used. I'm not sure exactly what they do.
No, you haven't seen them in use, only been seen them carried around.
One of them's already here.
One of them waits
Nearby.
upstairs.
Upstairs. Well, the candle is lit. I'm not sure if it's going to be much use now. But knowing where it is upstairs would be useful to know in relation to our room.
I do not know where our room is.
I can show you.
You want to take me to our room?
Maybe, but before dinner might be a bit of a strange time. What's more important is you knowing where it is if you wanted to go there for wherever you're getting this sense from. being aware of that area, setting up something to protect from that area. Knowing if it's moving, it's useful. If it's upstairs, then it's not immediate danger. Bring my cider to my face.
It lasts for a while, Bexxy.
Oh,
It's not like an immediate thing and then it's gone. It lasts for 10 rounds.
where
Was
you're
it-
sitting right now, it's
Mhm.
above you and slightly behind you. Behind you to your left, diagonally behind you. And you only notice it moving slightly.
I mean, I can take you now if you want. It might be sometime before we get other food. But
Let's stick together. Akron's in the kitchen. Besides, food is coming. I hate you for you to get all excited on an empty stomach.
please.
You clearly need the nourishment. Despite you eating berries and leaves.
It's not down to what I eat. I have quite a love for sugar. That's how I know.
Something sweet. Understood.
And that the knowledge that there is a consecrated weapon upstairs somewhere waiting on your food amongst all of these people, enemies everywhere, or allies. We are going to end tonight's episode of Asia's Return.
We managed to put it off one more week!